checking around and inside.
Wait, you think we're stuck in here?
I guess there's one way to find out.
I'm gonna leave $100 for one lucky person who comes to Bubble Planet and gets the Sambucha hiding spot. All right, let's get out of here. I'm actually in shock that we were able to get away with this. Well, I don't know if we got away with anything yet. All right, let's just naturally leave and not say anything. I think we should be good. Oh, they almost closed. Thank you. Dude, they're legitimately shut in there. I feel bad. I don't know if they were waiting for us, but either way, we were able to stay a grand total of 11 minutes past closing, and we were able to hide in the ball pit, or the balloon pit, which is crazy. I can't believe nobody found us. I don't know how long we could have stayed there for. Probably not too long, because they were technically still working, but nonetheless, that was wild. I did not expect that to work, and I do owe them $100, because for every minute past closing I stayed, which was about 10 minutes, they get $10. This is for you guys, by the way. Thank you. Thanks, man. No, please, please. All right, so they wouldn't accept the money. They did not accept the tip, but they were all in good spirits. Had some fun right there. Shout out Bubble Planet, lots of fun. I'm sorry for hiding in there. I hope you're not mad at me. We have a lot of other spots that we have to visit after they close, so let's get going. The next place I'm gonna try to stay at past closing is the movie theater. So right now I'm here at an AMC, and I'm here to see their last showing, which is Project Hail Mary, which starts at 10:45, I believe. And this is gonna go presumably until around 2 a.m. And at that point, there's no other movies that are playing. So I wanna see what happens if I'm just in the movie theater at the last showing and refuse to leave the movie theater. What happens? Are they gonna kick me out? Are the people who sweep gonna tell me I have to go? Or can I stay overnight in a movie theater? Let's find out. The movie's about to start any second, so I have to get inside. I'm gonna spawn probably inside of the movie. Okay, we just sat down. The movie is on. After the movie, I'll check in with you guys and we'll see what time it is and what happens. All right, guys, the movie officially ended. It's currently 1:13, which means that we will now be staking out in the movie as long as we can. Very good movie, by the way. So everybody else left the movie theater, so I'm currently the only person left in this theater and presumably the only person left in this entire movie theater. So I guess at this point, we're gonna wait to see if there's a cleanup crew. I'm not even positive though, maybe late at night, they don't clean up and they come in early tomorrow. That might make more sense. And I'm not gonna count the official timer of it closing until the movie officially ends. So we still have credits. All right, so that marks the official end of the movie. So it's 1:18. The lights just went on actually, so perfect timing. And now the timer starts. Let's see how long it takes to get kicked out of an AMC after the last showing. It's like eerily quiet in here. I am the only person in this theater and it is 1:21. I'm seriously starting to doubt that somebody's gonna come in here and tell us to leave because we're going now on 10 minutes since the movie ended and there's not even a whisper in the hallway. And I'm pretty sure the projector room is fully digital and automated, so there's not gonna be a human that even goes up there to look out to see that the theater is not empty. So we're sitting pretty. I mean, I'm sure I could have a sleepover here if I wanted to. This is not an overnight challenge, but it definitely could be. Guys, I kid you not, it's been 20 minutes since the movie ended. It is now 1:37. Nobody has come in here. So part of me thinks that everybody has left this theater. So I actually want to go out and explore and just see if anybody's here. All right, I have to get out of this seat. I'm back certain. Between the movie and just like rotting in the chair, that's probably been like 4 hours just sitting in this. And since nobody kicked us out, if I come across an employee, I'll just give them some money, I guess. I mean, the lights are on. It's like this really eerie liminal space. Literally no movies are going. I think we're legitimately the only people in this theater. We'll see if there's any sign of human life around this bend, but I really don't think so. Hopefully there's somebody. It would be kind of crazy if I'm just stuck in here. Literally nobody is here. I legitimately don't see a single soul in this movie theater. Like, it is closed. It is approaching 2 a.m. and nobody is here. I guess we can go out the entrance just to check this last little slot, but there's a very good chance that we are the last people here. Bro, nobody's here. This entire movie theater is completely empty.
You're the YouTuber, right?
Yeah. We just finished watching Project Hail Mary.
I saw the car. I'm assuming you guys have the car in the front.
I mean, we're parked in the parking lot over here, if that's what you mean. Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
Oh, we were just like the last car there?
Yeah, so I didn't leave yet.
Sorry about that. Yeah. We'll get out of here now. We're actually also tipping employees too, so. All right, have a good night. All right, guys, so as we were leaving, one of the employees, I think he recognized me and he came over and he was basically saying, oh, is that your car over there? Like, yeah, yeah, I know you make videos. I just wanted to make sure that you were getting out of here. Not even kicking me out though, just more so like, hey, I gotta get out of here soon. And we can't leave until all the cars are gone. And I guess my car is still here. It's very interesting. Shout out to AMC. Love you guys. Let's see what else we got. The Cheesecake Factory behind me closes at 10 p.m. and right now it is 9:48, which means that I'll be going inside and trying to stay as long as I can past closing. Hopefully I can get a table to begin with, and assuming they let me stay, they get $10 for every minute after 10 p.m. This could get crazy because sometimes restaurants will seat you right up until 10 o'clock and then they might let you stay for 30, 40 minutes. High earning opportunity. I want to see if they even allow it. Cheesecake is such a big restaurant. What is their protocol around closing and pushing people out? We're about to find out. There it is, Monday to Thursday, 10 p.m. See if the door's open. Yes. All right, so the restaurant is pretty empty. I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 tables from what I could see with people eating there. Let's go ahead and sit down, maybe order a drink or something. Hey, how are you?
Sure.
Two people?
2?
Yeah.
I just so you know, the kitchen closes in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I don't want to mean to rush you by any means. You just
No,
have
yeah,
to-
for sure.
You just have to have the food in by then, just so they can cook, because they start closing up.
Yeah,
and cleaning
absolutely.
up.
Will
There's
do.
no rush eating though.
Okay, thanks
All
so
right?
much.
You're welcome.
Yep.
No problem.
All right, so we just sat down. There's kind of like a little bit of like speed run to it. The guy up front let us know though that there would be no rush. And so as long as we get our food in before 10 p.m., we're golden, which is a bad sign for my wallet because it means that this could get pretty expensive. Because if we stay here for like an hour past 10 p.m., which is an hour past closing, that's $600. I guess I have to put in some food beforehand. I'm not even that hungry too. It would be crazy to just sit here with a water for an hour. We just get the pork belly buns and then that'll be it. Yeah. All right, so right now it is 10:03, which means that we are officially 3 minutes past closing. Now our food hasn't come out yet, so I doubt we're gonna get kicked out anytime soon. I think this is probably gonna run up until like 10:40, 10:50 if I had to guess. Server's really cool. I mean, we put it in order for like a very simple thing. So once that's out, we'll probably just like huddle around it for 30, 40 minutes and see how long we could ultimately stay here. At this point, there are a few people leaving, so it does look like people are finishing up their meals. They're also cleaning up end of night, it looks like. So right around this time is when you can expect all the action to stop happening. Thank you.
I'm gonna bring the check right now just because I have to close the tab out, but you guys are good to
Okay.
eat.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right, guys, the food has just arrived. And also, the check has just arrived. So because we are up against the clock, he said that we have unlimited time to eat, but just for the sake of time, we do have the check here. Looks pretty solid. I think this is a new menu item. The pork belly buns. Time of delivery was 10:08. So now we're gonna eat these up and then see how far into this hour we can last. Okay. Let's dig in. Pork belly buns have officially been eaten. Time of death, 10:11, which means the only thing next since we paid is to get kicked out. More and more people are leaving. There's maybe 3 tables left. All right, guys, right now it is 10:23, which means we're at $230. Kind of want to get kicked out soon. Okay, the lights just went on, so the dim cheesecake lighting is officially done. So I think this is actually it. Like, they are sweeping up now, and we are officially, as of right now, the last table. It's only a matter of time. There's literally workers leaving, like, with their jackets on, and we are still in the restaurant. This is so crazy. I feel bad, so I'm gonna throw in an extra 20 for the busters as well, just because we're prolonging them by about 5-10 minutes. Okay, guys, I'm throwing in the towel because I'm starting to feel incredibly bad, so I'm going to get out of here because the busters are literally sitting down waiting for us to leave, and this has gone on for way too long. I don't think Cheesecake will kick you out. You could probably stay overnight here. Thank you. Sorry for making you wait.
Oh, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. All right, and then time for the stack to our guy, Ali, who's our waiter. Yo. We were doing something, we wanted to see how long we stayed past closing, and we're giving $10 for every minute past. But you guys like wouldn't push us out, so we're like, just max it out at this
Thank you,
point.
sir.
Yeah, for sure, yo.
thank
Thank
you,
you, man. Yeah. Yo, shout out Ali. All right, so there you have it. I love Cheesecake Factory. That's crazy. It's empty. Look at this. Fresh cheesecake for the day. Bye. Have a good night. Thank you. Everyone in good spirits. Busters got their money. Waiters got their money. I got a little bit of awkwardness, but then ultimately everyone's happy. This feels like a very joyous time. So shout out to the Cheesecake Factory. There is absolutely no limit to how long you could stay here. All right, so I wanted to reach out to that Cheesecake Factory because that was actually really nice that they were so good with me at closing. So I found the general manager of that one and I wanted to tell them about my experience. I wrote down some of the main points here in a Google Doc. I probably get a lot of messages though, and as somebody who does a ton of outreach to companies, I want to make sure that I get this right. Even though I do write emails pretty much all the time, I still struggle to get started sometimes. So let me show you how I use Superhuman Go to help me out. Superhuman We're gonna see how long I can last until after midnight. Okay, let's begin. Do I make a slushie? This kind of reminds me of that Club Penguin game. I don't think it's working. No. okay? I think it literally just shut down. So right now it is 11:58 and they shut the machines as I was literally swiping. That felt deliberate. I feel like they hate me here. I literally came to just give them $28. Now I have a Parkway Lanes card that I can't do anything with. Oh, look at this. Somebody seems to have left their popcorn prize. So despite the fact that I couldn't play a single game, at least I'm leaving this arcade with a prize. The only two machines left on are these two right here, and unfortunately I cannot use my bowling card on any of this. All right. I have an idea. I'm currently at Dave & Buster's and this place is about to close in 5 minutes. So my goal is to see how long I can stay in here past closing. So what I'm going to do is just play a bunch of games, see if they'll interrupt me as I'm finishing up games, and then ultimately maybe hide in one of the games or something and see if I can get away with maybe staying overnight here. Also, unlike the other place, hopefully I just don't get kicked out and they shut off all the games all at once as it gets close to 2 a.m., but we won't know until we try, so let's play some games. We have a giant fidget spinner game. I've never seen anything like this. We got fidget spinners in 2026.
Too slow.
How am I supposed to know what an RPM is? 500, so I have to go faster.
What are you, a
So now I'm too strong, so I have to find somewhere in between.
Way too.
Wow, we really got Flappy Bird in 2026. Don't mind if I do. In the meantime, I have to find a good place to hide. Not bad. This Jurassic Park ride is the closest I think I could get to just a pure cabin to kind of stake out in, but they could just see me through there. Okay, they have a little party room over here. Wow, I didn't know that Dave & Buster's has an entire banquet hall attached to it. So if you're having a birthday party, you could just have it here. This might be the spot to kind of sit at and try to stay here as long as possible. You're gonna be like, bro, what are you doing in here? I wonder if there's food underneath. They do have ketchup and mustard on deck over here. No food though, should have expected that. All right, this is definitely the front runner for where I think we should be. Have a couple more minutes to kill though, so I'm going to get in 2 or 3 more games, sprint into here, and try to stay ideally 10 minutes past. That'd be cool. But I definitely want to see all the arcade lights go off. That's going to be a cool sight. That should be 40 tickets. 40. I think I found a better one. Luigi's Mansion, look at this. I don't think anybody would be able to see me like this. Okay, I'm here at basketball. It's time for me to beat my high score of, I believe, 20. So if I beat 20, I'm gonna be quite happy. This may be the last game I could play until we should go hide. Wait, it says store closed. No, every single game is shut down. Don't tell me everything. It's just a sea of red. There's not a single game that looks like I could play at this point, so I think this arcade is about to shut down any second. All right, guys, slowly but surely, the games are going off, so there's not many games that are still operating at this point. Luigi's Mansion even just turned off. So you're about to see this entire arcade shut off. Okay, that seems to be most of the arcade games. I see some employees over there, so I'm gonna stake out in the Luigi Mansion arcade, and hopefully they don't find me. I can stay here for a couple of minutes, maybe even the entire night. It's very quiet in here, which is something you typically wouldn't expect in an arcade, to have no noise. All right, I actually see an employee. Let's see. Okay, he walked past, so now we are officially in the clear at least a little bit. So assuming he doesn't come in here, I think we're okay. Okay, there's people actually circling us, so I'm gonna try to sneak out of here and maybe go back into that one room where they throw the banquets. So let's head out this way. The only people left in here are just the employees who are cleaning up. They haven't come over to me yet and said anything, mainly because they can't find me. Okay, I made it into this room. Did you hear that? Okay, it's 2:07 right now, and I think we're sitting pretty. So it's been 15 minutes past closing. That means I have $150 prepared for whoever kicks us out. Very expensive.
Oh, here we go. Excuse me, guys.
Hey.
Yeah. Have to leave. Close.
Oh, close?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. All right, close. I guess 2 o'clock. That's for you, bro.
For real?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man. Have a good night, yo. All right, guys, so Dave & Buster's, we were able to basically stay 16 minutes past closing, so they actually do check. That ended up taking longer than I thought, but nonetheless, pretty cool to be inside of an arcade when it closes. Very like eerie feeling to be inside of a place that typically is super loud and bright and then having completely shut off. Security ultimately got us, but we ended up tipping them because they let us stay quite long compared to some other spots. So good job, Dave & Buster's. Thank you for your service. Lots of fun. I love Dave & Buster's, and that's what it looks like if you stay after closing. I'm currently outside of Dick's, and this Dick's closes at 9 p.m. and right now it is 8:49, which means that it is 11 minutes until this place closes. I'm gonna go inside, maybe stake out in one of their sections, maybe the camping section. I'll find a tent or something, but I wanna see how long I could stay in Dick's before they kick me out. All right, let's go inside. Okay, so it's 8:51, which means we have 9 minutes. I'm gonna find a good spot. The good thing about Dick's is that it's so big. The bad thing about Dick's is that it's so big. So you definitely stick out wherever you are in here. But again, for every minute I stay past 9 p.m., I will be giving the employees $10. 10 minutes, $100. Now it might be too easy just to like stake out behind some clothing. I'm not gonna do a mannequin. I feel like Dick's has some interesting things. I'm also not the only person in this store. There's like 20 people. All right, we're going upstairs because I feel like upstairs is a good area because just naturally there's going to be less people clearing out the upstairs. There's more people, it looks like, on the ground floor. So we're playing a numbers game here. This could be good right here. If I grab a golf club. Oh, I don't have a golf club. The golfing simulator would be great. Unfortunately, it's closed, but just hitting balls through there would be great. I wonder what time it closed at. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Excuse me? What time does the golf simulator close at?
8:30.
Oh, 8:30. Okay, so I purposefully put myself on an employee's radar so he knows that I know that it closes at 9. This feels a little bit too open. Last time I was here, I think I sunk a putt, so I might have to just do this one more time. All right, we've made it to the camping section. So this is where I think is the best place to post up. If they have like some sort of display tent, that's what I'm looking for. Some chairs. I mean, I guess this is hidden in plain sight. Like you just wouldn't expect somebody past 9 o'clock just to be sitting in this chair. Like they probably don't even check this section because of that. All right, we have like 3 minutes left, so I want to find one more good area. I see an employee. I hope he doesn't tell me to leave.
They're about to close the registers very soon.
Oh, you're closing? All right, we'll finish up. Thanks. So I'm gonna return over here to the kayaks / canoes. What's the difference between a kayak and canoe? Any like boating experts, can you let me know? Let's stake out here. It is officially 9:01, I think, so we are here past closing. I'm gonna be here and see if anybody flags us down and calls us out. So I think the best thing to do is just kind of look at the kayaks here, because this way I'm like blended into the kayaks. Okay. $250 is not bad for this kayak.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, they just had me do closing announcements.
Oh, closing announcements? Okay, sure thing. Here you go, that's for you. Thanks for the help. Have a good night.
Oh, no.
No, take it. What if I drop it? I already took it out.
I didn't help you.
We're out of here. We're sorry for staying past closing. We didn't realize it was so late. So we'll get out of here. They're actually super efficient with kind of closing it up despite it being such a big store. Very on point. Like I said, 8:59, noting that the registers are closing and then they do the closing rounds. So looks like you can stay at a Dick's 2 minutes past closing, although by the time we get to the entrance, it'll probably be like 4 because this place is so big. That's good to know. Shout out to that guy who was so confused why I gave him money. Seems like that's gonna be a theme in this video, but now you know. Right now I'm at Wawa, which is a gas station here in New Jersey. And according to Google Maps, this one closes at 1 a.m. and right now it is 12:57. So what I'm going to do is quickly go inside and see if I could order a hoagie, maybe some hot food, maybe just loiter in there for a little bit until it gets past 1 a.m. when it's officially closed, and I'll see how long I can milk that for. Right now there's a good amount of cars here despite this place closing in 3 minutes, by the way. I don't know what that's about. I guess people need gas. Let's go inside. So this door is locked and there's even like a little barricade there. All right, so that is closed. I'm gonna try another entrance. What are all these cars doing if you can't go inside? We have 1 minute left. I hope I can go inside. Can I run and get something quick?
We closed.
You're closed right now? I thought it was at 1.
It's 12:59.
I can't get a quick minute, like I'm ordering just like a chocolate bar.
Food?
Chocolate bar.
Right.
That's good? Okay, thank you. All right, we are in, but we got a little bit of tood because they're closing despite the fact there's people in here right now. So I said I was gonna get a chocolate bar, so I guess I'll get this mini Feastables, which is overpriced at $2.49, but for Mr. Beast, I'll do anything. So it is officially 1 o'clock now, which means that they are closed. I don't think we're able to stay much longer because we're kind of being hawked to get out of here. So I guess I'll just get my single Feastables bar, clock out, and I guess we'll be here 1 minute past closing, and that seems to be the limit here at Wawa.
Thank you for shopping at Wawa.
All right, 101. Not too bad. So as you saw, I wasn't even the last person in there, but I was the last person allowed in there, despite the fact I showed up about 1 or 2 minutes right before their official closing time. I was able to finesse my way in there because I said I wanted a chocolate bar and not any hot food. And I ended up staying, I think, like 1.5 minutes past closing officially. So Wawa is very strict with their closing time. They had like security on me to basically ensure that I got out of there. But if you do get in maybe like 10 minutes before, you could probably place an order because there was people waiting for their food. But otherwise, that might have been the strictest spot we've seen. At least I leave with an overpriced Feastables though. So not much to do inside, but since it's a gas station, let's see if I can still get gas despite the fact all the attendants aren't working. So here's the gas attendant. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lock in some gas. Let's see if I'm able to. Hey, are you guys closed?
The inside, yes.
Oh, this stays open?
We're outside till 1:30. You can come anytime at night if you know how to pump your own gas.
Oh, and I'm able to pump it? Okay.
You heard about all the skimmers?
Oh, like that for your card? Like they take the credit card information?
Don't you find it mind-boggling that Mr. Beast became as big as he did?
Yeah, all the time. And now I just bought his chocolate bar in there. I know. What does that say?
I want to see the landscaping company.
We'll check that out. Thank you for the heads up. All right, so we were able to get gas at closing. That was pretty insane. Just lots of crazy conversations, as you'd expect at the closing hours at a gas station. Got people crap talking Mr. Beast, talking about chemicals, gas station attendant telling me to leave because he doesn't want me to be roped in a conversation with somebody. Very interesting, but that's what you get after closing. Inside Wawa, nothing. Outside Wawa, you can get gas. I'm currently at Burger King, and right now it is 12:30, and that's apparently when this Burger King closes. You could see it's a complete ghost town right now, but I still want a Whopper, so I'm gonna see if I can go in or just go through the drive-thru maybe, because I don't believe that the door is accessible at this point. So I'm gonna get in the car and see if they will accept me through the drive-thru despite the fact that this Burger King is closed. Oh, this is a ghost town. There's no way anybody's even still in there. Look, the monitors are off and everything in there. Oh, I think they still are preparing something though. That might be like a DoorDash order. I think there's a world in which I can actually get something. They are currently, it's 12:31, so right now, $10 for them. Please, 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 please. Hi, can I still place an order?
Yes, you can place it.
Oh, great, thank you. I'm gonna see if I can stall a little bit. What would you recommend for a burger?
I'd say maybe like the rodeo double cheeseburger is pretty good. With barbecue sauce and onion rings.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll go for that. And can I have a, do you have chicken fries? Goated.
Chicken fries, yes. We have a 4, 8, and a 12 piece.
Okay, I'll do a 4-piece chicken fry. Okay guys, we're pulling up to the window now. Damn, shout out to her. So it's 12:35, so that's gonna be $50. I guess they're still just open. Hi, how are you? Thank you. Oh, that's for you. That's tip. Yeah, thank you.
I don't even know what to do.
Oh no, yeah, just take it. Thanks for helping us out. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Appreciate you staying open. Absolutely. Man, they're still working in there past their shift. Shout out to BK, the unsung hero. They stay open after closing. At least the drive-thru does. I mean, the drive-thru's closed too, but they're just willing to bang out a couple last orders. Even gave me a recommendation, so thanks very much. Have a great night, thank you. Just like that, what is dead on the inside is not reflected in the service that I just got. And this place is a ghost town. Now, she did recommend to me a burger, but I'm just a fan of their chicken fries. That's the whole reason why I went here in the first place. Dare I say, the best fast food nugget. Good job, Burger King. Thank you to that worker. Thank you for the recommendation, and thank you for the chicken fries. The next place I'm at after closing is a public park. So despite common belief, public parks actually do have closing times. So this one, for instance, closes at 9 p.m. and right now it is 9:22 p.m., which means we are 22 minutes past closing. I have no idea who's gonna be the security here that tells me to leave because it's just a park. I don't know if it's police officers that just patrol, but I'm gonna stay here for a little bit and somebody has the opportunity to win hundreds of dollars because right now there are $220. I'll give them about 10 or 15 minutes. I also want to see why a park closes. Do they close down the playground? Do they not allow you in the dugout? I don't know. Let's walk around. Let's see what a park after dark looks like, specifically after closing. So this park is complete with a playground and then a basketball court right here. This play area has been designed for children 2 to 5 years of age. Adult supervision is required. So the swings still work. They didn't close these down. They don't like chain them up or anything. So you are still free to use anything you see. It is still public and free use, but I guess technically it's closed. I don't know what that means. There's also a really sketchy building right behind here. Like you wouldn't expect a playground to be adjacent to this, but there's a door with no handle. It's like a steel door. This is something straight out of a horror film. There's no handle. Somebody stuck in there? Hello? I heard the fire alarm chirp. And then this looks like a window that's rusted. Hello? Anybody stuck in here? This is creepy. I think I found something. Ooh, a water bottle. First try is crazy. All right now it is 9:40. So we've been here for 18 minutes. Nothing has happened. Starting to get cold, a little bit bored. I don't know why they would close this park. It doesn't look like there's anything that's specifically restricted or off limits. It's just a park. Why close it? I really don't understand that. Like, why put a curfew on a public place? Don't I pay for this technically? All right, I do see one more structure I want to check out before we go, because maybe this is why they closed the park. This is probably why I'm not supposed to be here. Oh. It's like a siren. So this is the siren, whoa. So whenever there's inclement weather, like a tornado, that might be the siren that blasts throughout this entire city. I've never actually seen one of those. Maybe that's why they don't want people here, because they could interfere with some of this advanced technology when there's nobody monitoring. And actually, crazily enough, there's a cop right behind this shed. I don't know if he's in his car or not, but let's look. I would put the light down for this. Okay, there's a cop staked out right in front of that house. So this place looks like it's heavily monitored. I think we get out of here because I do not want to give the cop $420. All right, so you can definitely stay at a park after closing, but be careful, especially if yours has a weather siren and cops staking out. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun, so thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace. I love cartoons. I mean, who doesn't? And one of the big reasons why people love cartoons is because sometimes the logic in them can be a little bit questionable. For instance, when a character drops an anvil on another character's head, it should in theory kill them, but instead it flattens them. Or when they run through a wall, they leave their silhouette there, and even something super silly like slipping on a banana peel. And so that of course begged the question, what would happen if you implemented this cartoon logic in real life? Well, today you're about to find out. Perhaps the goofiest cartoon logic trope that happens across basically all cartoons forever is when they drop an anvil on a cartoon character's head and it doesn't kill them. So an anvil, for reference, is right here, and this thing is 55 pounds of pure cast iron steel. And if this thing dropped on somebody's head, I'm pretty sure it'd be GG's. But what I'm going to do is actually test this out in real life by dropping this anvil on 4 different items, including myself at the end, to see if cartoons are accurately depicting the damage that is done by one of these guys. For level 1, we're gonna start off with a full-sized watermelon, which is supposed to mimic a human head. We're gonna see if this gets crushed, because if this does, then obviously the cartoon's lying. From there, we're gonna move on to a full-sized traffic light that I was able to get off of Facebook Marketplace. This thing is so heavy, so I wonder what's gonna happen when a 55-pound cast iron collides with this. Level 3 is going to be dropping the anvil on the Labubu character's head. This one's actually canon, because this is effectively a cartoon character, so I wanna see what happens when we drop it on him. And then level 4 is ultimately me. If the damage is not too robust, then I'll be dropping it on my head. Let's do this. This thing is so heavy, and I have to bring it up like 2 flights of stairs. It's like a 55-pound just dumbbell of consolidated steel. So I'm gonna get to it. Hopefully I don't miss a lot of these drops, because I probably can't do this more than 3 times. They couldn't put an elevator in this parking garage. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we're probably about 30 feet up or so. This is about the height that you would typically see an anvil being dropped on a character's head. This is gonna be a 1-for-1 comparison. All right, I'm out of breath, but let's get into it. All right, level 1, here we go in 3, 2, 1. Nobody is surviving that. Oh my gosh, rest in peace to this watermelon. What once was the size of a head got completely splat in half. So I think realistically, this is what your brain would look like if it dropped, but let's actually put it onto a Labubu, which is basically a character. But before that, traffic light time. Traffic light is much less delicate than a head. So I don't know if this is gonna break, honestly. It's like a movable object meets an unforceable stop. What is that?
Unstoppable force.
Unstoppable force. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1. That was like a sonic boom. Oh, all right, let me go down and see that. I think we hit center mass and we absolutely destroyed this thing. Look at this, pure metal right here, and this thing just flung right off when we hit the top of it. So it looks like we hit the red light, which means that there is no stopping, because now we're moving on to level 3, which is the Labubu. And this is officially the most canon 1-for-1 testing logic, because like I said, Labubu is a character, it is a cartoon. And now it's time for level 3. The Labubu is below me. I'm sorry, Labubu, I've only had you for a few weeks, but this may be your end, unless cartoon logic actually is real and it bounces off your head. 3, 2, 1. I can't see the damage. Let me go down and assess. Oh my gosh, no. He's fully decapitated. Oh no, look, it tore right through him. The entire mask and That was not worth it. This was a custom $2,000 Labubu, completely decimated now. So it completely severed his head, but it looks like his body's actually intact, which means I have to drop it one more time to truly test. You hate to see it though. All right, time to finish off this crime scene in 3, 2, 1. He actually took it quite well. I think that was actually the closest to an actual cartoon that we've seen out of everything so far. Let me take a closer look though. Okay, let's have a look here. So face is dead. I don't know where Oh, look at this. So it actually punctured him and went straight through. So this was a real human, they would be bleeding out right from the stomach right there. So I guess this cartoon logic proves to be an absolute myth. I mean, pretty clearly, if you drop a 60-pound anvil on something that's like animated, like a human, an animal, a character, that's the result you're gonna get. Still funny to see the trope, but unfortunately not realistic. And what's crazy is we're just getting started. I have to retire the Labubu, so I'm going to be throwing this Labubu out. If somebody happens to find this Labubu alongside this garbage can, let me know because it's yours for the taking. I'm officially done with this thing. It's broken. I won't tell you exactly where I am, but this is where I am. So if you find it, send me a picture on Instagram and I'll repost it. It's a good collectible. The next cartoon logic I want to test in real life is what happens when you blow up TNT. So this is a very classic trope, not only in cartoons and TV shows, but also in video games like Minecraft, just blowing up TNT. And unfortunately, I'm unable to blow up TNT because it's an explosive and thus that's not allowed on YouTube. I did have another idea. What would happen if you blew up an air mattress? I just want to know what happens when you blow something up. And that seems like the furthest thing that I can get away with doing. So let's blow up an air mattress. There's no way it's going to be that loud and crazy. I mean, it's just an air mattress. There's not even that much air inside of it, right? So I just placed the order for an air mattress. It's coming in a few days. And when it comes in, we're going to blow this up. All right, let's skip to the blow up. All right, here we go. All right, this is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna get the automatic pump, get it to a point where it almost pops, and then I'm gonna manually pump the rest. And now the fun begins. This is so scary. All right, we're getting dangerously close. Nothing yet. The PSI is going up. Go, 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 go. Ooh, it's tiring. You wanna do a little shift?
Sure. Oh yeah,
It's getting bigger for sure. Yeah, it's actually getting comically big. Well, there you have it. So the air mattress blowing up was absolutely crazy. I mean, it actually was kind of crazier than the TNT blowing up in cartoons. So I would say that TNT blowing up is actually not as crazy as blowing up an air mattress. So that cartoon logic does hold up. All right, the next cartoon logic I wanted to test out that I always thought was incredibly goofy was fitting like 15 people in a car. So watch this clip. How is this even possible? And the answer is clearly it's not, but maybe I can get somewhat close. So to make it crazy, I want to find the smallest car I could possibly get my hands on to really see if I could win this challenge here and get like, I don't know, 10 people in a car would be pretty crazy in like a single sedan. All right, so I just received the smart car from the host and now I have this bad boy for the entire day. So let's see how many people we could fit in this. Just from a quick scan, because I've never been inside of a smart car, you are not getting more than maybe 3 people in this thing. This is one full-sized male. Then you just have one other in the passenger seat. And then maybe you can get somebody in the trunk. And again, our goal is to be like the cartoon cars, the clown cars, where they get like 10 people in a single sedan. So I'd say if we can get 4 in here, I'd be pretty happy. I just don't think that's possible. Now I have to go ahead and find some volunteers who want to join in on this challenge and hopefully set a world record. Okay, so we have to be strategic about this. So since you're the tallest, you should probably get the passenger seat in the front. Okay. And then, man, I don't know. Who wants the trunk? You want to do trunk? We need double trunk, I think is smart here.
Yeah, 2 of us. I can't.
Oh, this is tight. All right, you're in though. So that's 4. So technically, if we get Michael in the back, that'll be 5, and that'll tie the record for most people in a smart car.
Let's go.
Let's see if you could shut it. Yo. Oh, yo, all right. Okay, we made it in. So just like a cartoon, we got 5 people in right now. Let's drive. Nice, so 7 people. One of the classic cartoon tropes is when the character is standing on a piece of wood and then they saw around them. And what I always think is weird is that they don't technically fall through until they complete the circle, which is against physics because it should actually at some point break a bit earlier. And also sometimes there's the delay, so they'll cut all around them and then they won't fall instantly, which is also against physics. So here I am with the saw. I have a piece of plywood here. I'm going to stand on top and I'm going to see at what point I fall through by cutting with this saw. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll be delayed. If that's the case, then I'm a cartoon character. Usually this is like to escape people, I think. Like somebody's coming, they're like, oh no, like, and they have to trapdoor themselves below. I'm not really running away from anything right now, but I already feel it weakening, honestly. Whew. They must be jacked. Their forearms must be crazy because this is very hard to cut through. Wow, it's lasting longer than expected. It's more than halfway done and I'm pretty much on center mass here. I cut off a piece here, so now I'm going to start the circle on this side. It's kind of scary. I might not have much longer, guys. Oh. It's getting dangerous, guys. I could smell it. What? I wasn't even on it. So, contrary to cartoon myths, you have to be about 75% through the circle for it to break. That was only about 1.5 feet raised off the ground, but there's no way a cartoon character would survive a fall with that because there's no chance that you could break. It just happens all of a sudden. Very scary, but hey, now you guys know. I do not recommend doing this. Oh, why did I think that was gonna break? Perhaps some of the most unbelievable cartoon logic out there is when you have something like Popeye when he has his spinach, you become super strong. So any type of power up, be it like Mario with his star, or like I said, Popeye with spinach. So I actually have Popeye spinach right here. So if any spinach were to power me up, it would be this one. And what I'm going to do is establish my base strength before eating the spinach, then I'm going to eat the spinach and see if I have more strength afterwards. All right, so I'm going to do 2 tests to establish baseline. I'll be doing pull-ups and then I'll be doing bench press behind me. Let's do this. Okay, let me load up the plates here. The goal is 5. Ugh. Yo, help me. Ah. Whew. Okay. All right, so baseline is 4 reps. That's like probably 315 pounds. So now I'm gonna do pull-ups. The goal here is to get also 5. Oh, I don't wanna like... Ow! Oh, I'm like getting a stain on the wall above. How many was that? 8? 9? Kind of inaccurate because I did it the wrong way, but let's call it like 9. 4 is to beat here, 9 is to beat there. Now what I have to do is down the spinach. Yum. Okay, let's do this. Mmm. Mmm. Yummy. All right, you know what? I'm feeling really good after that spinach. 5 breaks the record. We'll see whether or not this cartoon logic around power-ups is true. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. Wait. Eight wins it. Or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8. 1 more. Easy. Who would have thought spinach actually works?
Forget pre-workout, forget HGH, forget TRT, D-ball.
None of those steroids. Spinach, Popeyes, old-fashioned. That cartoon logic holds up. Can't believe that's true.
The peptides.
Peptides? You can use peptides though. One of my favorite cartoon tropes is when the character runs through a wall and then it leaves their silhouette. So what I have here is some sort of like foam board, and I'm going to run through it basically, and I'm gonna see if it keeps the shape of what I run through it as. So I'm basically gonna run through, I don't know, maybe something like this, just directly into it. And I wanna see if it's true that if you run through a wall, it retains your shape. This is not gonna work. Maybe it will, maybe we'll be surprised here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You know what, I'm not gonna lie though, it did kind of take on the shape and it's ripping right where I want it to. So I'm gonna give this another shake because I'm convinced that this is possible. Let's look at it again. Okay, you know, that's kind of like my legs. I'm seeing the arms come together. Let me keep going. Gonna be on concussion protocol after this. Tell me that doesn't look like a human. Oh, look at that. Oh no. It was like the inverse. It ended up leaving. It's the exact opposite. I'm gonna count that. I think this kind of looks like a human. Imagine one more. This would have worked perfectly. Look at that. All right, so I guess that is just reserved for cartoons, but now you know it's kind of possible. It was a good finding for science. Let's move on. The next cartoon logic I want to test out is whether or not a bottomless wallet is real. Because one of my favorite tropes is when a character just reaches into their wallet and they just pull an infinite amount of money. So what I did is I purchased a magic wallet right here. I put some money in and I want to see if it actually yields for me an infinite amount of money. And just to level set, I put $400 in here. So the goal is to pull out 500, let's say. Okay, good start. Okay, halfway there. Another one. Did I lose $100 in this wallet? So obviously this is something that's just in cartoons, and in fact, it's actually the opposite when you do it in real life. I mean, money just goes out the door very quickly, I guess. You put 400 in, you get 300 out. It's like American paychecks. Money comes in the door and then it's instantly gone. We all know that feeling. That's why everybody should use Current, because Current is a banking app that gives you more for your paycheck. And in fact, with Current, you can get a paycheck advance of up to $750 once you qualify. Not alone, just your money early when you need it. You also will get your direct deposits 2 days faster. Now, while that's wild, everybody hates overdraft fees, right? Well, with Current, you can get fee-free overdrafts for up to $200. And this baby right here is the Build card. And with this Visa secured charge card, you can build your credit safely without risking money that you don't have. And fun fact, Current users actually see their credit increase by an average of 80 points within 6 months. Impressive. Current is incredibly easy to use, and they have a live 24/7 support, so you always feel like you're covered. So get Current by signing up at current.com/Sambucha and use promo code Sambucha to get $50 and unlock tools like a paycheck advance, credit building, and much more. Terms and conditions apply. So thank you again to Current for sponsoring this video. Now let's keep it moving. Now, SpongeBob is filled with a lot of logic fails, and obviously things that happen underwater can actually happen. One of the most important ones being cooking, because you can't cook completely underwater, otherwise everything's gonna be soaked. So how do they make Krabby Patties if they're submerged 5,000 feet under the ocean? Well, turns out it's because it's a show. But what I'm going to do right here is make the first ever realistic Krabby Patty. You'll see all these YouTubers making Krabby Patties, but that's not what they would look like, because if you're actually making a burger underwater, you have to make the burger underwater. And so I have a tub of water right here, and I have all the ingredients to make a Krabby Patty, ranging from the sesame seed buns to the secret formula, and I'm going to put it all together underwater, and hopefully it tastes somewhat good. So obviously the first step is ground beef, because I have to make the patty, and I was thinking, well, how do I cook beef underwater? But then it dawned upon me, you could just boil it. So I'm going to boil this, and while the beef is boiling, or patty, I'm going to get everything else together. Everything needs to take place underwater, even the shaping of it. And this may be a little bit impossible to do, but we're gonna try our best. Let's shape this Krabby Patty just like they do in Bikini Bottom. Okay, now I have to transfer this to the boiling water. All right, it's in there, it's cooking. I don't know how long beef needs to cook for. I'll give it like 5-10 minutes. Ideally, I get my burger medium well. All right guys, so the very first thing is of course the bun. So I wanna put this down because I wanna have it nice and toasted. Then from here we have a head of lettuce. So I'm going to chop up some lettuce so we can put it atop our burger as well. Lettuce is good because you could just rip it and put it on. It's one of my favorite vegetables because there's not a lot of prep. Okay.
It looks like a manatee's enclosure.
Next up is the tomatoes, because you can't have a burger without the tomatoes. Dice this up. A nice slice here. Gotta be careful though. Make sure you guys are using protection. Obviously, Krabby Patties are cheeseburgers, so I have some mild cheddar here because American cheese is disgusting. Now the food, I'm kind of treating it like it's a human or a fish basically, whereas if it's like sealed, it can exist outside of the water, but the moment I open it up, like, has to dump in. So now we have our cheese. We have basically all the main ingredients here, and we are just missing some onion. So I'm also gonna cook this up. One of the pros actually of cutting an onion underwater is you don't cry. A lot of people overlook this. Now I have the secret formula here. It's actually their secret sauce, so I'm actually not able to show you what this is. So we're just gonna blur it. I'm even gonna like taunt you a little bit, but you can't see what this is. But before I apply this to our burger, I'm actually going to check on the beef. By the looks of things, it looks like our burger is cooking nicely. I actually think it's almost done. I might lower this heat. Wow, looks really good. And now it's time for the grand reveal. Burger on top of the bun, on top of the cheese, on top of the tomato, on top of the onion. Blur this.
You forgot the pickles.
I forgot the pickles.
You forgot the pickles!
Oops, drop my spatula in there, that's okay. Pickles. And when you put it all together, here's the Krabby Patty. So you can, in fact, make a Krabby Patty underwater. That's what we just proved there. All right, let's test some more cartoon logic.
So I've never actually hit somebody with a chair, but based on cartoons, if you hit somebody over the top of the head with a chair, it's supposed to just break. Now chairs are pretty sturdy, so I don't imagine that this is gonna hold up, but what I wanna do is basically get a bunch of different chairs, then hit them over some of the humans in the background's head, probably Young Hee right there, and see if the chair breaks or if that's just cartoon logic and a cartoon trope. So what I have here is a pretty flimsy chair, so I think if any chairs were gonna break, it would be this little like child seat right here that belongs to a go-kart. So I'm gonna smash this over her head and I wanna see if it holds up. I mean, she's basically a cartoon character, so this should be fairly canon, right? She's like the forgotten child of the background, so I'm glad I'm actually involving her here.
Hey, what's up, Young Hee? Just thought I'd visit you here. Now you get lonely back here. You just hang out with Optimus Prime all day. Oh, what was that? Yeah. No, I don't got anything behind my back. Nothing? This didn't break, she didn't break? If this chair didn't break, we need to bring in the heavy hitters. Hey, Young Hee. Sorry about that, that didn't happen, you were dreaming. No, nothing's behind my back. I'm just hanging out here. Break, why won't you break? Nothing's breaking. Are breakaway chairs just not true? I thought for sure the chair would break, because she's pretty sturdy. Do I have anything? I guess I have one more chair. No, this is made of like the finest wood. There's no way this would break. You know what, I'm done with her. I have another person I want to hit. Mr. Gorilla. Now look, Gorilla, I know we've had our differences, but this is purely for science. This has nothing to do with the fact that I hate you. I'm gonna be getting rid of you at some point in the next couple of months. But let's see, this is a sturdy wood chair, so maybe it will actually break. He's very cartoonish looking, so I feel like if it was going to work on anything, it would work on him. So maybe he is the gorilla that broke the chair's back. Is that a saying? 3, 2, 1. It actually worked. Oh my gosh, that cartoon logic is true. If you have a chair and you hit it over a character's head, it will break. Didn't think we were gonna be confirming that one, but here we are. Let's move on. Some cartoon logic that never made sense to me was slipping on a banana peel. So I have a banana right here, and if I open it up like so, take a bite of the banana. Then with this peel right here, technically I should be slipping when I walk over it, according to cartoon logic. Okay, nothing. All right, let me try this again, but this time I'm gonna try to slip. Oh, okay, wait a second. We have 2 opportunities to slip here, so I'm gonna put both feet on one. All right, here we go. Okay, a little bit of a trip there. You know, but it's not just standing, because in games like Mario Kart, for instance, you throw a banana peel and then the entire cart just spins out if it drives over it. So what I'm going to do is drive over it with my Mario Kart go-kart. So there's a lot of hazards here. There's the actual banana, but then I have the 3 peels right there. So I'm gonna do like different levels of speed over it to see if I actually spin out after going over one of them. All right, here we go. Attempt 1. What? No shot. Wait. That's not even like AI. Like that, I just spun out from hitting a banana. All right, let me go again. Wait, that's crazy. No way this is actually real. I thought legit this was gonna be a complete scam, that you don't actually slip when you go over a banana peel, but watch again, look, I'm doing nothing. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys saw it. I'm not lying. Cartoon logic definitely holds up here. It seems as if you're going on a go-kart and you go over a banana peel, you will in fact spin out. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. I don't recommend even trying that. Slipping on it when you're walking, that's obviously something that, I mean, as you saw, not really realistic, especially if you had shoes on. If you're barefoot, maybe, but go-kart, that is real. Oh, my life flashed before my eyes, so let's do something else before I die. You're probably wondering why I'm putting a tablecloth on this table right here, and that's because the next cartoon logic I'm gonna be testing out is when I see characters pull the tablecloth with things on it and then they stay in place. That feels like a magic trick. That feels like something that's not supposed to happen. So what I have is a tablecloth, a table, and then a bunch of fine china that I'll be putting up on top. And I'm gonna see if that's just something that happens in cartoons or if I could replicate it in real life. So this is what the table setting looks like. If we're going according to cartoon logic, all these things should stay in place when I pull away this black tablecloth. I am not too bullish on this. Hopefully it works. Just so you guys can appreciate this, I just set the table. I'm gearing up for a really nice meal. It's also a fitted tablecloth, which means that this is even more likely not going to work. All right, but here we go. Our cartoon's real. 3, 2, 1. No, they're not. Just a tragedy what happened. The glass broke everywhere. Everything is broke, from the plates to the glasses. Some stuff survived, but it's just chipped. All right, I have to clean this up, but I am going to try again with whatever survived. Even my poor Hello Kitty mug lost its stems. All right, I had a thought. What if I just do it on part of the table so I get a really good pull of the tablecloth? So I have everything lined up again. Plates, cups, centerpiece. Oh, this feels good. This feels good. 3, 2, 1. Wait a second. It like 40% worked. I'm kind of surprised that these plates don't break when you drop them. Never mind. All right, that's enough of that. It seems as if cartoons lied to us about that. You cannot, in fact, pull a tablecloth from under a dining set table without that happening. All right. Let's move on. The next cartoon logic I want to test out is if these really crappy disguises actually work. So right now I'm at American Dream Mall. I'm just walking around as myself, and I typically get recognized a good amount. This is one of the higher traffic areas for that. But will people still recognize me if I put this on? Let's find out. Hey, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
I didn't think you'd recognize me in this. All right, really bad start because already got recognized. I don't know if it's drawing more attention to me, the fact that I have this on, but so far cartoon logic doesn't seem to hold up. Let me keep walking though, because it's only literally been 30 seconds. I think the worst disguise in any cartoon is Clark Kent being Superman, because he doesn't even put on the fake mustache. He just puts on glasses and does his hair, puts on a suit, and it's like, oh, impossible, he can't be Superman, he's just a normal guy. This at least, I got the mustache, the fake nose, the glasses, but the glasses don't even have shades, so in a sense, like, it really is pretty obvious that I'm just walking around. It's kind of comfy, like my nose is being warmed up, which is good. Hey. Oh, I am. What's up?
Oh, dude.
What's going on, bro? How are you?
Oh my God.
I'm in disguise right now, but you got me.
I wasn't expecting this.
don't know who you are because you have that on.
But this is what I look like normally.
Okay.
All right, you know what? This is not working out nicely, so I'm actually gonna go to people I know. So I know the people who work at this Dunkin' in American Dream, and I'm gonna see if they notice me or not. They'll give me honest feedback on whether or not this disguise is disguising me. Hey, what's going on?
Fan.
Hey, nice to meet you. Yo, what's up? What's up? You recognize me? So you bad disguise?
How you been,
What's going on, brother? How are you?
How was the drink that day? It was good?
It was really good. Yo, 1 minute and 9 seconds the drink was made.
Even the ice skaters. Okay, guys, I give up. Cartoon logic does not hold up. This disguise is not working. In fact, it's arguably making things worse. Shout out to everybody who recognized me, though. You have great eyes, because I don't know how you'd be able to identify somebody wearing this. It looks like a good disguise, but turns out it's not actually a good disguise. So I think this only exists in cartoons and like Superman. Does it look like me? Yo. What? Sam? Oh, I'm here. The next cartoon logic that I want to test out is, does a boomerang actually come back to you? Sorry, Australians, I know this is an actual thing, but I just don't believe it. In cartoons all the time, you'll see a character throw a boomerang and it comes right back to them, but it doesn't make sense. Like, how is this, upon me throwing it, supposed to come back to me? I don't believe it, that's why I'm gonna test it. This is apparently an official boomerang called Soft Toy. I looked up the instructions. It said just to hold it as such, flick your wrist, and throw it about a 20-degree angle towards the horizon. So here's my first attempt ever at throwing a boomerang. No way. Wait. No way this actually works. Hold on. Australians might be cooking here. Oh, no! Take two. So I had a feeling that wasn't gonna go super well, although I am surprised with how that did go. I got myself a second boomerang. This is an ultra boomerang because it has 4 tongs instead of 2. And I think it's the same idea. You just toss it and it should come back. So far, I kind of believe it. I didn't expect to believe it, but I kind of do. Bro, that's not even a boomerang. This just like hovers in the air. No. Oh. It's like impossible to catch. Segment doesn't end until I catch it. Oh no. Oh wait, maybe. I was scared my phone was gonna drop. Come back. All right, guys, I actually found the boomerang. I thought it went into this creek right here, but it turns out it didn't. So I'm gonna give it one final throw. I'm gonna throw it over the creek because this is do or die situation. It either works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then this boomerang is lost forever. It hit a branch. That was a good throw though, but it looks like our boomerang is gone. Probably end up getting it though because I don't want to litter. But boomerangs kind of work. Who would have thought? All right, let's move on. The next cartoon logic I wanted to test out is if you can actually steal coins from somebody using a giant magnet. So right here is the world's strongest magnet. It's a horseshoe magnet and it has some crazy magnetic force that apparently if you have coins in your hand, you're able to actually steal them. So let's try this. I have a bunch of coins right here, quarters specifically. Okay, wait, it actually works. That's crazy. Wait, does it? Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. I have to try this. Let me go ahead and drape like my coat over something, and I want to see if you could theoretically steal coins from somebody. I'm surprised that even worked. Okay, so let's say my chair was a person, and then in this front pocket right here, I drop in the coins. Hear them jingling around. Okay, I got it. Yeah, a little bit of a seam. I have to work slow here. Okay. I just robbed this man of 25 cents. I suppose I could just also reach in and get it. So now that we know that you can actually steal the magnets from somebody's pocket, let's actually try it now. So Michael is going to play the role of just a, I don't know, a tourist in Rome. Yeah, victim. And here's your money.
Thank you.
And you have to be honest, like let me know if you feel this because I'm gonna try to pickpocket you with this and steal all your doubloons. You're walking. Yep. Nice weather we're having.
Oh.
What?
Oh, sorry, sir.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, nothing. I'm just, yeah, are we in Rome?
Yeah.
All right, so you're not gonna realize this? Look at this.
What?
Cartoon logic does hold up. I was able to rob Michael. He had no idea. He's down now 25 cents. Probably should have taken the other. So he's long gone now, but it turns out like you could actually steal with the world's strongest magnet if you need to get yourself some coins. Pro tip right there.
All right, guys, that was a fun one. That's it for me though. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, be sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe where we at, and I'll see you next time. Peace. One of my favorite things in this world is a good mall. I mean, you have everything there. Hundreds of stores, dozens of restaurants, movie theaters, sometimes bowling alleys. Everything is all confined in one singular space. It's amazing. But unfortunately, as the years go on and online retailers like Amazon continue to grow, malls continue to die. Specifically in New Jersey, which is my state, where it's estimated that 90% of our malls are going to be gone by 2030. And in fact, right now, some malls that were once giants of the state are now completely dead and abandoned. So I figured today we would go investigate some of the largest abandoned malls in New Jersey to figure out what the heck is going on. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Also, honestly, a little bit sad if you love your malls yourself. So without further ado, grab your popcorn and let's do this.
Behind me, we have the Livingston Mall, and this is a semi-abandoned mall in New Jersey. It used to be home to dozens of stores. Now there's just a few remaining. It's technically open, but as you can see, not a soul is in this parking lot or even in the vicinity. We can't see anybody somewhat near us. It's next door to a Sears and a Lord & Taylor, two stores that have gone under around the COVID time. So everything surrounding this place is completely abandoned. The shrubs are overgrown. It's not maintained whatsoever. Lots of craters in the ground. Clearly nobody takes care of this place, but let's go inside and see what things look like in an abandoned mall. So this place is actually for lease. So if you want an entire mall, the Livingston Mall could be yours. All right, here it is. First steps in. Now, apparently they don't have AC in here either because I guess nobody owns the building anymore, but this is so weird. This is like semi-prime time on a Monday night. So, I mean, you wouldn't think nobody would be here, but from the parking lot, 0 people are in here. So here's like a first store. High Digital is shut down. Okay, they still have some gumballs. I don't know how long these have been sitting here. If this place has been abandoned for as long as I think, these are probably 2 years old and have been swapped out. Here's a store next to us that is just completely clear. Nothing is in there. All right, let's continue further. All right, even the lights are flickering. But guys, take a look at this place. This is the top floor of a mall in New Jersey, the densest state in the United States, and this is what it looks like. So the escalators obviously aren't working. I don't think there's any power to this building, which explains why there's no AC. Ooh, found somebody. I'm curious what the one store open is though. Maybe that's where everybody's heading. So far, not a single store has been operating. AEP, don't even know what that is. Spencer's, a closed Spencer's. Oh, so there's actually an open store here, Quail's, the suit store, which you can probably go into and order something. Yeah, I see 2 people working back there. So Quail's is still open. I think this is one of maybe 3 stores that are open. Okay, we have a little play area here, I think where like kids used to come to the mall and play in. This is equipment for use only by children under 42 inches. Okay, I think I'm good to go. Who's gonna stop me? So probably like 20, 30, 40 years ago, whatever it may be, kids used to play all the time in this Livingston Mall play area. You probably have kids that are now like 70 years old. They used to grow up in this play area. What a sad thing to see. Let's see if I could fit into some of these. I think I'm fitting, right? All right, I'm gonna jump over this right here because I wanna break rules. They said no jumping or anything, so I'm gonna jump this cushion right here. We're good. Nobody said a thing. All right, let's keep it moving. So this is the Sears. You can actually look inside there and see that it's completely empty. They even have a photo booth still. All right, let's see if I could still get myself a photo in the photo booth in an abandoned mall. I don't think this is gonna work, but let's try it.
See those up and down buttons? Use them to highlight the different categories.
Back to school.
Now it's time to position yourself
it's
for
working.
your photo session. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go.
That's it? 3? I thought I was supposed to get 4. All right, let's see if these worked. Because guess what? If I got scammed, there's nothing I can do about it. All right, let's see if I get my photos. Oh, I guess they do update the film. Oh, I got 2 copies as well. So there must be somebody coming in here still for the vending machines and for, I guess, this photo booth and collecting the money, refilling it with film. Okay, so I came across a vending machine. I want to purchase something so I could see the expiration date on it so I know the last time this was refilled. Can I see the date? Oh my gosh, July 1st, 2025 for these Cool Ranch Doritos. I don't carry $1 bills. I'm not sure anybody does, but it looks like you're getting expired Doritos, Funyuns, the entire works are all about 2 years past when they probably should have been reshelved. So I'm guessing in like 2023, 2024, they stocked this up and then they haven't touched it since. Service exit?
Let's see what, I mean, push it.
All right, we're gonna investigate this service exit. I mean, I guess we can go in. It doesn't say we can't. I feel like it's gonna look like the back rooms. All right, we are definitely not supposed to be in here, but this is what the service exit for an abandoned mall looks like. The mall is quite dead. Flies and graffiti. This was a great mall. Rest in peace to the mall. All right, let's see what's around the bend here. Okay, just more nonsense. And then that's the exit. That looks so creepy. To think this is right in New Jersey. We got an abandoned mall like this. That's pretty cool. Okay, I found a door that has no lock on it, so it is potentially open. So I guess I'm just gonna open it up to see what we got here. A staircase in an abandoned mall? If you get caught smoking in here, it might cost your job. 1 cigarette equals $8, 1 paycheck equals money. The moral of the story is don't get caught. Applebee's, Applebee's. What? I think this leads to an Applebee's. That would only make sense. All right, we're gonna head up these stairs and presumably go to Applebee's. I guess a lot of people were caught smoking in this stairwell and it wasn't good for them. Actually, the ceiling is falling. You could see a lot of that falling down. So this might not be the safest place to walk to. And here we are now. There's just one door left here. Let's see if we can go inside. Oh, okay. So there's not an Applebee's, there's just another hallway. All right, well, let's maybe go further here. Old Navy. All right, they have a fan here, which they really need to put on because I'm sweating a lot. This might be back to the mall. It says exit, but then it's, where are we? We're in like an infinite maze. Thomas, are we caught in the back rooms right now? Old Navy, didn't we just see Old Navy? More Old Navy? What is going on here? Okay, I'm gonna open this door. Hopefully this brings us back into the mall. Still nothing. There was an arm right there. What have we gotten ourselves into? I just wanted to explore a little bit. Now we're finding dismembered bodies on the floor. Oh, I didn't want to see what's behind this door. What the heck? Where are we? Why is there this thick, why is there this mannequin right here without a head? Okay, we're gonna just walk hopefully back to the mall now. I don't know where we are. Things have taken a real turn for the worst here. Dallas Midtown Mall? Is that where things are being relocated to? Why is there a random flyer on the wall? And what is this ladder? What is it going up to? This is so strange. Is this endless? Okay, I think we're at the end here, or not. That says Decor Home. There's nothing to pull this open. We gotta backtrack. All right, so we can't get in through there. All right, I heard something, I'm gonna get out of here now. Did you guys hear that? That was a really strange sound. I'm just gonna follow the exit signs. Exit, exit. Bagels? I'm starving. No.
Came out of there probably.
We made it. I think we're good now. Hopefully we could re-enter the mall up here. And I think we're upstairs now. I've lost all sense of direction, I'm not positive, but if we are upstairs, we should be shooting out upstairs near the Macy's, which I think is one of the stores that's still open. Please, 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 please. Yes. Oh yes, we made it. I thought that was it. All right, well that was absolutely crazy inside that abandoned mall. Genuinely got a little bit frightened being inside of there. Luckily nobody was in there besides the mannequins. So let's move on to the next spot. This one is going to be equally creepy, if not even worse. Let's do it. Right now we're standing out of the Woodbridge Center, which is the Woodbridge Mall basically in Woodbridge, New Jersey. And this mall has a ton of crazy reviews online, not only calling it dead, but some reviews saying, watched 3 kids use a sledgehammer to steal a bike. Don't go there unless you live in the area. You'll be safer in many other places. Sad to see so many stores closed down now. It's still nice to shop here, but not the same anymore. So we're gonna go inside and investigate that. I'm just excited to see potentially people stealing something with a sledgehammer. So let's go inside of this unanimously dead mall. There's actually a good amount of people walking in and out of the mall. The parking lot's pretty filled because it's right outside of the Macy's, which is still the largest functioning store at this mall. I see people. I don't think it's gonna be completely dead, unlike some of the other ones. It's still curious to see what the vibe looks like. The first thing you see here is a closed kiosk and then a shut down corner store. All right, this is looking like a pretty dead mall overall. Ironically, there's a Forever 21, which is clearly not forever. More like 5 years, Forever 21. Oh, they have a Hellsberg Diamonds open. This is not that dead. They even have a Starbucks in this mall. And Starbucks, I feel like they're pretty choosy about where they want to have their locations. Let's actually see it. Also, the downstairs looks a lot more dead than the upstairs. This actually might be the first time I've ever been in an empty Starbucks. Can I please have a venti black and sweetened iced tea?
Thank you.
Thank you. One of the most interesting things to look for in dead malls is what kiosks are also surviving. So this one is a little free library where I think you can get free books. Sometimes you see these on the side of the road on sidewalks. I didn't know they had an actual kiosk. I don't know how to read anymore, so I wouldn't take any books, but that is cool that they offer that up. So we have 2 closures next to each other here. A Sugar Bear that looks like it's potentially closed. Stores I haven't heard of, like JD, are still around though. Could be some money laundering there. And things are getting sad real quick, because as we continue on, there's less and less people. I'm surprised that some of these stores can afford rent. K Beauty Outlet. There's not a soul in that store. So they actually have a Dick's Sporting Goods attached to the mall. That's unique. I've never actually seen a mall with one of the department stores being a Dick's. I want to see if any of these toys work, any of these rides. What do we have here? Alien Boogie Patrol. Let's see if they take Apple Pay. Oh, they do take Apple Pay. All right, it's already shaking. I feel like I might break this. I think I just paid $5 for this, which is crazy. Oh, this actually works. Look at this, I'm playing. And I kind of fit in this too. It's like Mario Kart. All right, so I'm not supposed to hit them. All right, I'm crashing a lot. This is tough. It doesn't help that I'm moving. I'm moving independently of driving too. This is just like a set motion that the car has. It's cool how they still have active rides, and clearly that's a pretty new one. It looks clean and new, so even though the mall is dying, they're still investing into things to hopefully get, I guess, the kids in here. Yeah, this really isn't that dead. There's a lot of closures for sure, but there's certainly things here. Even a little bodega in here. A little nod to New York City. I don't know what's in here, but this is boarded up completely. I mean, quite literally. Probably peek inside. Oh, I see Coco Melon in there. Looks like a lot of recent closures too. Like all this happened over the last year, maybe 2 years. They still have a lot of the equipment, furniture, merchandise in there. So stores are closed, but it looks like you could still get stuff out of it. Like look at this spot. Still even have the water bottles on the reception desk. One of the cockroaches of malls are Claire's stores. I don't know how they're making money. I guess it's just like little girls buying earrings in here, but every single dead mall, what they have in common is a Claire's. All right, I'm gonna take an animal ride on one of these things through the mall. I'm gonna go as far as I can with it. I'm thinking I'm gonna get that pink horse over there. Looks nice. Never been on one of these before. I always see them. This is it. I guess it's like a motorcycle. So this is the gas right here. So I'm just gonna do a couple laps on this thing. I wanna see how fast it goes because I always see these in the mall. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see if I can get max speed on this. I'm probably the oldest person to ever be on this. I actually might be going 3 miles per hour. Michael's walking with me at a very comfortable pace. I wonder if I'm weighing it down too. All right, I'm gonna try to do a full donut. All right, that's clean. All right, how'd that look? Way more underwhelming than I thought. All right, am I gonna crash? Let's see what happens when you crash. All right. Oh, it has like a feature where if you hit it, you kind of like ricochet back. Like, look. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Guys, did you know there's a secret drive-thru actually in this mall that we're about to go to right now? It's a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. I don't think she sees me. I might be too low. Hi, how are you? Can I have a small iced tea?
Anything else?
That's it, thank you. Order has been placed.
You a small iced tea?
Thank you. All right, just got my drink. Very smooth drive-through process right there. 2 windows and everything. I think our time is up now, unfortunately. All right, let's park this bad boy. Thank you, appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. All right, so that was the Woodbridge Mall. Honestly, not the most dead that we've seen, but nonetheless, pretty cool to go inside. Glad I got to ride that cart as well and go through a pretty unique drive-through. Behind me, we have Monmouth Mall, which is actually actively going through demolition. So you'll see all around us, there's a lot of construction, there's people working, buildings are down, new buildings are up. That's because the Monmouth Mall, once a staple of Monmouth County, is now completely gone. Besides a couple of stores like a Barnes & Noble, and then of course a Macy's. Macy's seems to be surviving at all these different malls. I have no idea how, but this was the entrance to a mall that once housed hundreds of stores. So you'll actually notice it says here, danger, demolition work in progress. And obviously you can't go inside. The interior of Monmouth Mall has been permanently closed. All stores with their own exterior entrances like AMC, so there's a movie theater, Barnes & Noble, which is right next to us, Boscov's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Knocker Ball, LensCraft or Macy's T-Mobile remain open for business. So the entire mall is gutted. I mean, if you look through there, you'll see that it's an active construction site. It looks like somebody actually tried to break in here as well because there's some shattered glass. I think people are super disappointed and sad that their childhood nostalgic mall is now closed. So they're like, stop it, no. Let's go walk around though. There might be some other cool Easter eggs from like a demoed mall site. So let's see what we got. All right, so here we are in the Macy's and we're gonna be going to the entrance of the mall, which is presumably closed. So we have to walk through it, but usually like on the outside of a Macy's in the mall, there's like a giant storefront to enter. So I'm just really curious what that looks like now that the mall is demoed. All right, so this is what it looks like when you're trying to enter the mall. It says, mall is closed, currently under construction. Sorry for the inconvenience. So the construction site is right behind here. All the demo is happening. Nice transparent windows, but other than that, it's a dead end. Let's try to go on the other side of it though, so we can kind of see where the general demo is happening. So this is the closest we're able to get to the Monmouth Mall, or what was of the Monmouth Mall. You'll see it's completely demoed. That building over there is just destroyed. There's piles and piles of dirt everywhere, a lot of construction trucks and all of that. So this mall is unfortunately actually dead, not just dead figuratively. There are some remaining stores like this Boscov's right here and the Macy's as you saw, but in general, Monmouth Mall is the closest thing we'll have in this video to a completely abandoned, demolished one, and the rest of them are even worse in their own ways. We are currently outside of the Hamilton Mall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I've heard that this one is the most dead in New Jersey. I mean, relative to its size, because this mall is massive. There's apparently not many people in it, so it should make for a very cool site. Let's see what stores are open, and more importantly, let's see what's closed. So the first thing I notice is that there's just trash on the ground, so I don't even think they're maintaining this place anymore. There's also an unattended big Brinks truck behind us. That of course is where they hold money and stuff, so I don't know why there's not somebody monitoring that right now. It's pretty dirty, tapes on the door and stuff. The automatic doesn't even work too. Now this is a dead mall. There are closures left and right in this mall. Really a sad sight to see. There's a couple of stores open, like these graphic tee stores that are certainly money laundering. At one point this mall had hundreds of stores. Now just from the eye test, I'm seeing like 3 maybe, 4, 5. There's like a couple random ones. So this is the seating area and nobody is around here. But interestingly, there's a Coke Zero vending machine that has no drinks in it and just a bunch of graffiti. Like, I don't even know if it still works because it says that there's cash in here in the amount of 94,000. This is eerie. Like, take a look. This is just nobody there. 0 people in this mall. It's like your own personal playground. I was gonna do a cartwheel, but I realized the floors are probably disgusting in here. If you look up too, there's holes in the ceiling and looks like water damage as well on some of the upper tile. I think this used to be a Build-A-Bear. That would be my guess based on the blue outside. We've been walking around for probably like 20 minutes and we've seen less than 10 people and less than 10 stores that are open. Here's an Express off that nothing is in. Express Men, Express Normal, Express Living, doesn't matter because there is nothing here. Even this used to be, I think, an elevator bank that no longer exists. I think they closed it down completely. So that's the kind of cool sight to see. Let's go behind it. I want to see what else there is because the mall is big. There's a lot more even here, or the lack thereof. A rare sight here, you always see closed stores, but you don't really see closed corner restaurants or food stands like this one. It looks to be maybe like an old ice cream shop, I think, but this is what like an Annie Ann's would look like even. So you just have like your industrial kitchen setting back there, and then this is probably where the display goes, and then everything else that goes with it. Here we have an abandoned carousel that I don't think is operating anymore, maybe since COVID, because it says please practice social distancing 6 feet. I haven't seen a sign like that since 2021. It's now 2025. Maybe you're watching in 2026. If you are, write down that you're a time traveler because right now it's 2025. That'd be crazy. For your safety, no shoes or strollers. All right, well, I have my shoes on. Feels like you could do anything here. I'm gonna jump this right now. Put me in cuffs. Oh wait, no one's here. Echo. I don't want to yell too loud because I think there's some people up there. All right, let's head upstairs. So we're heading to the busiest part of the mall, which is the food court upstairs on the 2nd level. There's a couple people going up and down the escalator, so we're gonna go towards where the people are. And let's see if they have any good food. I'm actually getting hungry, so I want to see the types of restaurants that survive in dying malls. My guess, Annie Ann's, and that's it. I think there'll be a single Annie Ann's in this food court. So as expected, there is an Annie Ann's there. Oh, there's actually a full-on food court. So they have some remaining restaurants like Osaka Asian Chow. Should we try Asian Chow? I think that's like the classic, yeah, the classic in the mall. Let's go Asian Chow. All right, so Asian Chow, one of the last remaining restaurants in this food court, served up a very healthy portion of chicken and rice. Gotta get the orange chicken at these spots. Let me just give it a healthy bite. Hopefully it's good. I mean, if it's still surviving, it must be pretty solid. That hits. I don't even love Chinese food, and that's great. So the Chinese food was pretty solid. So food court, honestly, pretty good remaining restaurants. Let's go to the other side of the top floor here and see what's happening. I imagine not much, just bars up on every single store. There is still a remaining Spencer's right up here though. So even though most of the Coca-Cola machines aren't working, there still is one that has a couple of cans in it, but it's not working. Here's a department store that's completely closed down. I'm not sure which one this was. If I had to guess, maybe like a JCPenney's, because most of them are closing. If you look inside, you'll see basically nothing. Just some boxes, a couple couches, a flickering light in the corner over there. There's a door that's on display. Not sure what that leads to. I mean, maybe we can go in. Let's see if there's a door to enter. Okay, here's an emergency exit door. All right, guys, we are currently in the back rooms of the most abandoned mall in New Jersey. Nobody's here. There's nothing you could see beyond just like the end of this hallway. We're gonna try to attempt to exit from here and see if we could find anything that's quite interesting. You never really have these opportunities to come back here. So I believe we are heading towards the exit, as I do see the exit sign. We were just passing up a bunch of different stores. They even say, attention, there was a fixture here. It was not garbage. It was not for anyone else to take. If you took it, bring it back. We will be checking the cameras. Also, you couldn't have the common decency to ask. Our store phone number is literally on the back of the door. I think people were just taking a bunch of things that were here and just assuming that they were up for grabs. I don't know if it's like actual people or what. Maybe it's like customers or people who work there. Nonetheless, don't take things that aren't yours. All right, before we get to the exit, I just want to peek around this corner to see if there's anything else. Okay, it's just kind of more of the same. Okay, we're about to go into the stairwell now. This is what it looks like on the ground floor stairwell of an abandoned mall with cobwebs and everything. And here's the exit. All right, so we just exited the Hamilton Mall. I think in total, we walked the entirety of it, and I can definitely confirm that this is a dead mall, semi-abandoned in certain parts. It's actually crazy to see that in person. So if this is your local mall, I'm sorry for you. Now we're at the Voorhees Mall out in Southwest New Jersey. This mall, when I tell you it's empty, there is nobody in any of the parking lots. As you can see here, I'm not even sure you could go inside. inside. But this mall, according to Google reviews, TikTok, all people who have messaged me about what malls are the most dead, this one always ranks consistently towards the top. And I definitely believe you, at least from the outskirts. So, I mean, you'll notice right here, like a light fixture is down. There's actually a human who just walked out. So there's a sign of life in here. The mall at Voorhees Town Center closed. There's an order to vacate. The building is declared unsafe for human occupancy. We're gonna try to enter around the other side though. Maybe there's a way that we can get into this mall, because that is crazy that they shut it down because of how potentially dangerous it is. You know this mall is dead because this is the first Macy's that is officially gone. They got rid of the Macy's. You can see the star imprinted on there. Nobody's in this parking lot. Every single parking lot looks exactly like this. No joke, the Voorhees Town Center is dead. So we're gonna drive around and see if we can get into this mall somehow. So we made it to the other side of the mall. We're gonna see if any of the doors are open so we can go inside. I don't know what this is, Tilt Studio. It looks lively and fun. If I had to guess, it's probably closed. Let's try to go in right now. It does say tap to pay, so you might be able to actually go inside. Okay, that's closed. Let's move over here. This is a very rare sight that you're seeing here, but this is a closed down Chick-fil-A. You'll see the outline of what was once the Chick-fil-A logo, the red awning, which is now completely covered with mold. And if you really look on the inside, you could see, I guess it was transformed at one point into a Bakes and Grills restaurant, but that is a snack bar. That is a kitchen, and that was a Chick-fil-A. So it looks like they're closed to the public due to fire damage. Businesses with outside access have been cleared by the fire marshal, so otherwise you can't get in because of some fire damage that apparently happened here. Okay, there's actually a door that's open though, so maybe we'll try to go in here. All right, we're leaving. We heard like a Stephen A. Smith clip being played, so I think there was security in there. I don't know if they actually heard or saw us, but we heard them, so we're gonna get out of here. That mall definitely is closed. We're currently outside of Moorestown Mall in New Jersey. I've never heard of this place before. It looks like it's popping, but a lot of people said that this mall is completely dead now, so we're gonna go ahead and go inside. It has a fresh coat of paint and everything on the outside, so I highly doubt it's gonna be as dead as some of the other ones. Also, what's weird is that the M is off-centered, which is kind of making me uncomfortable, but let's go in. I haven't seen actually somebody walk in about 2 minutes, so it may actually be a little bit dead. Let's decide. First, let's see if this push to open works. Sounds like a cow. Really strange sound, but wow, very promising because nobody is inside of here. This one doesn't make the same cow noise. All right, the early read is that this place is dead. I was wrong. From the outside, it looks like there's a lot of activity. On the inside, there's like not even a store. Like if you just look along, just like pan the entirety of this place. Outside of the H&M off to my left, there's nothing. You can't even see a store in the distance. The one consistent thing in all these malls is the photo booth and then these rides. And then there's also a lot of movie theaters. I don't think notably there's a Macy's at this mall, which this would mark, I think, the first mall without a Macy's. Off to the right, we have a HomeSense and then nothing else, quite literally. And then in the other direction is just more of nothing. But we're gonna take a look around. We're gonna see if there's anything interesting here, but otherwise it's just a completely dead mall. They do have an active fountain that's working. People like made wishes in here with the pennies, maybe wishing to save the mall. Looks like those wishes aren't coming true. I don't know what was once here. That's chained up with garbage bags as curtains. Nobody's at our animal fun ride stand, so I'm glad I took the chance when I could. Especially no pink unicorn either. That was a really fun ride. Everything is closed. Haven't really seen a lot of things open. They do still have working hand sanitizer, which is nice. But I think I've gotten like 5 stores in a row now without an open one. This is a closed down tiki hut, the outside of a Hollister. Pretty rare sight to see. Usually Hollisters typically remain or they tear down this storefront. So it's cool that we have this. They have a fan and stuff to make it look a little beachy, I guess. Stage door VIP entrance only, or not. I don't think there's a way to open this door. It looks like it's double hinged. Maybe if there was a knob here, you could pull out, but otherwise this door is not openable. So we do have the Claire's here. That has been a consistent theme throughout this entire video. A bunch of Claire's at all these dying malls. I think Claire's are just in malls. If you're a mall, it's like you need to have a Claire's in order to be a mall. Otherwise, you're not a mall. Some of these reviews are saying, how is this place open? All the stores gone. Not what it used to be. Boscov's is the only anchor store. Inside is mostly junk stores, not a lot of quality. And I have to say, I tend to agree. There's also a leak in the ceiling. So we have 3 garbage bins here that are just taking in all the water. Leaky roof in a mall is a bad sign. That means they are not maintaining anything. And I mean, it's pretty clear that they're not. All right, guys, so that's Moorestown Mall. This mall was definitely disappointing. everything. Inside is like semi-dead. A lot of stores are closed. There's just like white walls, wood walls, lots of closures everywhere. The crowd is pretty mild. There's not too many people in there. So definitely a dead mall. Not my favorite mall, honestly. Didn't have like a ton in there that excited me. Not a lot of cool idiosyncrasies to it, but that's basically that. Let's go to the next mall. Here we are outside of Brunswick Square Mall. Once a staple of the New Brunswick, Central Jersey area. Now 80% of its stores have apparently closed over the last couple of years. You'll even see next to it, there's a Red Robin that closed down, and then a Bar Louie, which replaced a Ruby Tuesdays that also now is apparently shut down. So everything is shutting down. I'm excited to go inside because literally nobody's here. So here's the Bar Louie that says, "We regret to inform you this location is permanently closed. Thank you for many memories. Please visit us in Pennsylvania." That's the next closest Bar Louie. So rip to them. And then of course, Red Robin, nobody's saying yum anymore here because they are completely closed. Locks on the door and everything. Let's go inside. It smells terrible in here. We already see one closed store. We just saw Red Robin. Here's another closed store. This is very sad. There's like less than 10 total people in here. Plus the stores are kind of trash. Like there's not even good stores that I'm noticing. Vintage Vault, Bath and Body Works. That is a throwback. You know it's bad because even some of the kiosks are completely empty. It's so surprising how some of these stores are still here with nobody in it. Like Mexi Discount Outlet. Why is it that every mall has these massage chairs in them? Is it just for like guys who stay outside while their wives shop and it's just a way for them to relax and like pay $5 to get a little bit of a vibration on their back? I don't know. Definitely a ghost town here though. Everything's boarded up and they're using the paper, which makes it even visually seem more abandoned-esque. This place is really dead. So there's a Macy's down there, which is holding this entire mall together, but there's another wing of it that we'll check out. At its height, this looks to be what the directory looked like. So probably like 30 to 40 stores. Now, just from like the eyeball test, I'd say there's maybe 12 to 15. So I mean, 80%, that's the number. And it definitely feels that way. Okay, this is interesting now. There's a place called Results Performance and it's having its grand opening, but I don't see anybody there. So I think their grand opening was maybe for 2 total weeks they were open and now they're closed permanently. The sign says axe throwing this way. Keep calm and throw an axe. It looks like it was made pretty recently. So I think axe opening is still here. Oh. Never mind. It says it's open by appointment. I'm doubting that. And this mall is only 1 floor. So what you see is the entire mall. Like we just did an entire walkthrough. You saw all the stores open. It's not many. They do have a Panera Bread that's open. So they got some food options. I guess like you could still go through to this mall, but you're not gonna find anybody actually shopping here. There's still a worse one to come though. So let's move on to the next dead mall. We're currently outside of the Ocean County Mall, and this mall is known to be one of the deadest mall in all of New Jersey and the Northeast. According to Google reviews and people on TikTok, they say this mall has nothing going on, no activity, completely dead, stores closing left and right. So let's go inside right now and see whether or not that's true. All right, so we're inside of the Ocean County Mall. Here's the food court. I mean, from an initial glance, the food court's popping. You got about 10 people eating at seemingly 5 random restaurants. All right, so I do see a closed store right there. So far, not looking too good. Also one here as well. We have a Dippin' Dots that's closed up, but then it's weird because Coming Soon Arcade. But then again, you see a closed store there. All right, so it's a little bit hit or miss. So there's some stuff that's closed. There's definitely a lot of activity though. I'm hearing a lot of noise. There's people here. There's a lot of toys and stuff. Playland literally right here. But let's get into the heart of the mall now because this is how we'll be able to tell whether or not the mall is dead. So the reviews on Google said that this place was empty, not a lot of stores, nice and clean mall, but stores are no longer open. Honestly though, I can't really say that. I'm seeing a lot of big stores here. There's a Journeys, a Victoria's Secret, a Build-A-Bear, and just generally a good amount of people. I don't know why this was on the list. All right, now this is confusing because there's a Claire's and the Claire's looks barren. It looks like there's nothing in there, which is a sign that the mall is of course dying. But then it's next to a really nice Starbucks front. So which one is it? Is this mall alive? Is it dead? This is a very confusing one because you see some stuff that will like point to it being dead and then a lot of other signs that it's alive. Okay, so there's another closed store. Not that much. Here's another one, VR World up here. Oh, but it's actually coming soon. See, I'm so confused. This mall has some closed stores, but then they have multiple things that are coming soon. So is the mall like on the rise or is it on the downfall? I'm not sure, but it looks like this is even coming soon. So there's more to come at this mall. I'm gonna see if I can fit into this space shuttle though. I highly doubt it. This is actually not going to fit me in. Wow, I can't get in there. Even if I tried, I just don't think my width allows me to get in. I have a pretty big frame, as you guys know, 6'6", 235 pounds, so it's like really tough to get into some of these slots. So I'm not even gonna attempt that. I probably look weird like being on the kids' playground. So let's get out of here. So that's gonna be it, guys. That's all the dead malls. There were definitely a couple of interesting ones. And then you have some like this that I think are still very much alive. So are malls coming back? Are they not? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you know of any dead malls as well. I'm sure there's a lot more out there besides New Jersey. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you wanna see more content, make sure to click here, click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next time. Peace.
Is it possible for a human to be invincible, like Mario when he gets a star, so that you're impenetrable from all the external factors out there? Well, I purchased some of the internet's most fascinating invincibility products, and I will be testing them on myself, so don't try this at home. Anyways, though, we have a lot to do, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. We're gonna start off with the human airbag, because I came across this short and I can't believe it's real. So this is out of China, and this is what this person does, right? This is like for the elderly. He's got on his airbag vest. You'll see he's falling. And just like that, it protects him and it just goes out and shields him. So another angle, falls to the side, protected. So this man is literally protected by a human airbag, which I don't believe to be real. I don't understand how they could create that, how it could even like sense the fact you're falling. But guess what? I bought it, I have it here right here, so we're gonna put it to the test right now. So it says S Airbag Human Protection Expert. This thing, by the way, was like $1,100. Way too expensive. I don't know what elderly person, I guess you could reach into your pension or your retirement to buy this. Here we go, the first unboxing of this, again, like very expensive airbag, pretty inaccessible. Okay, so this is the inside of the box. Kind of looks like a Hermes box with that orange. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, it is the black one that is in that video. And I guess this is to charge it up. But this is it. You just put it on and then I guess it's go time. A manual, don't need that. All right, now I have to be very careful because I don't want this to deploy. Oh, it tells you how to wear. Let's take this step by step. Step 1, put on the intelligent vest. Okay, intelligent vest on. I feel like it looks a little bit drippy too, not gonna lie. The next step they said was zip and adjust it so it fits you. I bought a medium. I feel like it actually fits me quite well. So let's put this bad boy on, buckle him up. Okay, and then it says buckle it. So the moment I buckle this in, as you can see here, there looks to be some sort of sensor. So I think the moment I strap it in, the airbags are ready to go. Okay, I'm a little nervous. I don't know why it's beeping. I don't know what just happened. I hope that means it's good to go. All right, so they're telling me I have to charge this, so I'm gonna go ahead and charge it for a bit, and then when I come back, I'm gonna get falling. It's officially green, which means that it's ready to go. So that means the next time I fall, this thing is going to catch me. So I've set up a bed right here, and this bed is honestly not like the softest, so it's gonna be a little bit risky falling on it, but whatever, it's like a dog bed. It's got enough cushion, so if it doesn't work, I shouldn't get hurt, but I'm gonna try to fall literally backwards, and I'm gonna see if it deploys, because what's cool is that this thing has like a head airbag area, so it's gonna really potentially protect my head. I mean, we'll see. This is pretty high risk, so obviously don't do this at home, but let's go ahead and do this. 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding me? If I was actually falling, that would not have protected me right there. All right, second attempt, take 2, 3, 2, 1. What am I doing wrong? Okay, I'm gonna plug my ears this time because I'm gonna fall pretty hard, so I feel like it's gonna work. Let me read the instructions. There's... What? It works when I'm literally getting up. Dude, that is crazy. That is crazy. It smells like smoke just happened too. I think this thing like doesn't honestly work. I mean, we tried it. I fell like 4 or 5 times and then I'm pretty sure, I forget now, I was getting up, right, when it happened. I was getting up and then this thing deploys. The biggest jump scare of the century. $1,200 for this piece of garbage. This thing doesn't work. I fell twice. I'm done with this. Moving on. So the next product that will give us pure invincibility is going to be actually a Skechers product. It's called Skechers Work. So these are invincible shoes. If you put them on, nothing can happen to you. Like you could drop like a little hammer on your foot, doesn't matter. Drop an entire tungsten cube, doesn't matter. So it's like a steel toe, waterproof, fireproof, just like weight resistant shoe. Let's see what these look like. I'm kind of like intrigued because they were marketing these like crazy. And apparently they're stylish too. I'll be the judge of that. Okay, I don't know about stylish, quite interesting. And it's made with like memory foam here. Now let's give this a knock here. Ow, okay, that is real. I will say that is very much real. This thing probably offers very good protection. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Looks like a little bit like a moon shoe, so not like the greatest look ever, you ask me, but hey, we're not here for fashion, we're here for utility, so let's test this. Okay, I can't emphasize this enough, do not try this at home, but right here is the world's heaviest mug. This thing is 25 pounds, okay? So it's like dropping a literal dumbbell onto my toe. I'm going to do this, do not try this at home. I am invincible because I have these on my feet. You are not, so do not do this. Now to complete the look, I'll just put both on, but a little bit nervous for this. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to run over my foot with the car. Level 1, and I have to drop it on this so I don't break the floor. I'm gonna do it from this height. We're good, no damage. Level 2. Still good, okay. Level 3. I'm fine. Okay, level 4 is gonna be all the way up here. I can't look. I have to. Here we go. Nothing. That's how much higher can I even go? There's not even a dent on this. It even got like a bit of the shoe marked on it, but I'm completely fine. So it's time to take it outside. I'm gonna drive my foot over with a car to see if I'm truly invincible. So instead of running over my foot, I forgot that I have this human hand replica, which I'm going to put into the shoe right here, like so. And then I'm going to put it under a tire and run it over to see if the hand breaks, because it should be pretty equivalent to that of a human, because the bones are basically the same. So I'm gonna run this over right now, and hopefully the hand survives. So it's in there snugly. It looks the perfect distance to go up, so I mean, you can't feel it, but the fingers are right there. Okay, so I'm going to put the toe right there and run it over. Okay, so the hand has now been ran over. From the looks of it, it looked like it was fine, but let's go ahead and pull it out to see if we have broken fingers. Okay, so actually the middle finger seems to have broken that top notch. I didn't expect that to break, but it did. So actually 2 if you count the pinky. So we have 2 broken fingers as a result of running over with a steel toe. I thought it was gonna be truly protective against a car. I guess that's asking for too much, but you would think it would protect, but very clearly not. I'm glad I didn't do that with my foot now, jeez. All right, so kind of does give you a little bit of invincibility unless you're going under a car, in which case expect to have a couple of broken appendages. All right, so for this next product, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I think of invincible, I think of having like a giant orb around you, like some sort of hamster wheel so that you're protected from everything. Well, guess what? I bought one. This right here is a giant inflatable hamster wheel that I will be standing inside of. Apparently it's like 7 foot tall, and you could roll around in it and just interact with the outside world, and you'll be completely protected from all sorts of elements: water, fire, people shouting at you. I think it's like even soundproof. Yeah, so you don't even hear anything. These things are absolutely insane. So I'm gonna blow this up right now. I'm gonna test it to see if I could, one, fit inside, because to me it doesn't make sense that a human could fit in these, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to walk around in this. So let's make ourselves invincible. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and blow this up now. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as the gorilla couch. Let's do this. I wonder how big it's gonna get. All right, so it's officially blown up. It's pretty tall, probably like 4.5, 5 feet tall. And I'm supposed to slide right under, and then it's just gonna surround me. So it's gonna be like a giant hamster ball surrounding me. Then I'll be able to like bump into walls and stuff. So you see the inside, it has a single hole that runs all the way through. I don't know if I could fit in this. Here I am, and I should be able to just like, whoa. So anything I run to, I'm fine. Kind of like, I can't really move my legs to like run. It's so restrictive. What happens if I fall down now? Oh no, I'm stuck. All right, 3, 2, 1. This is so hard to get out of. I felt more unsafe in this than safe. If you're claustrophobic, do not go in that thing. Whew. You can't get out. Also, if you're by yourself and you're in that and you fall, you can't get out. You can't get up or out. I mean, I was able to shimmy through, but if you don't know that you could escape, you're not getting up in that. All right, so I put the mannequin now in the bumper ball, and to show you how impenetrable it truly is, I'm going to hit it as hard as I can with this bat, and I'm not even gonna get close to breaking it, so. Literally nothing. Okay, that's great. I'm going as hard as I can right now. This is like a shotgun. I guess I could like off balance him. That's the most I could do. All right, I think that's actually so far probably the most invincible item that we've tested. This next product we're looking at quite literally will protect you from anything coming your way because it is out of this world quite literally. It is not a solid, liquid, gas, nor plasma, but instead the 5th type of matter, which is a non-Newtonian fluid. A non-Newtonian fluid is basically something super soft or even a liquid that becomes incredibly solid and hard upon impact, basically absorbing anything that comes its way. It's called D30. It's kind of similar to oobleck if you've ever seen like little kids play with that. All right, so just to show you how this non-Newtonian fluid works, the D30. So I put it in a circle here because I think it's the best to showcase it. So if you just like softly push, you'll see it caves in, right? So if you had something inside of it, for instance, it would definitely feel the pressure coming down. But the moment you hit it hard, so you'll notice there's no budging at all. So that in a nutshell is how this D30 works. So what I'm going to do is literally put this egg inside of it and then slam it with a baseball bat to see if the egg survives. All right, so I taped it up, so now it's just wrapped so that the egg could theoretically feel pressure. So if I push down on it, you'll see that if I kept going, I could ultimately crack the egg, which I don't want to do because I'm going to bash it now with this baseball bat as hard as I can. And in theory, it should be able to harden before it ends up hitting the egg. So let's see. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. So unfortunately it didn't work out for the egg, but I think it's going to work on a human. So before I test it on myself, I want to test it on this mannequin. We have a plastic mannequin right here. So as you can see, it's centered on his head. Now, if I go directly down, in theory, it shouldn't even touch his head. He shouldn't feel a thing. So I'm going to smash him overhead and let's see if he's invincible as a result of the D30. 3, 2, 1. It seems like he absorbed a good amount of the impact because otherwise the plastic would have bent, so I think he's actually fine. All right, so that's good. I'm gonna try one more time. Nothing, literally nothing. Okay, so he's completely fine. Now, before I hit myself, there's actually another human that I have. So this is a replica of an actual human skull. So the entire anatomy of the upper body, this is like the skull. He's got the spine here. He's got his like collarbone and his facial bones. So I'm going to put it onto him. And this is what it would be like if you were to hit a human while he was wearing the D30. It's gonna be 1 for 1. So let's put him on top. And we're gonna see if his head breaks. 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Wow, it really did absorb it. Because if you take this to an actual person's head, you're probably gonna crack their skull because this is a really hard aluminum bat. And he seemed to absorb a good amount of that. So I think it's good. All right, now I'm gonna hit myself though with this. Not my head obviously, but I'm gonna try my stomach and or my back because I believe in this. I believe in science and the non-Newtonian fluid, so let's try it. All right, just as a little self-test. So if you hit yourself with a bat, it will obviously hurt. Like the hardest that I would go is probably like this. And even that kind of hurts. So with this on, this is the same amount of force. Wow, and I could really probably ramp it up. Again, I won't go too hard. I feel it a little bit, but it definitely absorbs most of it, which is good to see. Moving on. Now, if you ever watch John Wick or some sort of action movie where the main hero is using these really obscure prop items in order to block bullets and stuff from himself, well, right here I have the item. It is a tactical umbrella. So it's literally an umbrella that's bulletproof and made to essentially have you invincible from not only the rain, but bullets that are raining down as well. So this umbrella is what the Secret Service used to keep the president invincible, although we've had some close calls. Okay, first of all, it's pretty heavy for an umbrella. Here, I mean, you guys can't tell, but it's heavy. Trust me on that. And it feels like a nylon, right? This feels like ultimately some sort of like regular umbrella fabric. This thing can be removed. Okay, I see. So this is a glass breaker. So you can break through glass with this. If we roll back the tape from the video that I just posted previously trying legal criminal activities, it's the same sort of mechanism, how you can break into glass because it's just like a small, sharp, direct point. And then I think it opens up. It has power too, so you can like charge this. So let me open this up. Isn't this bad luck? How do I open an umbrella? Oh, that was the cover. Wow, that was a low IQ moment. Oh, okay, it actually feels more tactical now. Oh, I see, okay. So now we have the umbrella, now I'm gonna open it up. So this is gonna protect me from anything and everything. It said it can withstand up to 220 pounds of pressure as well, which means you can basically like stand on this thing at the middle of the rod and it wouldn't break. All right, so here's a video of what this looks like. So you have some guy trying to stab him, shoot at it, and the umbrella is completely impenetrable, making anybody who's wielding it invincible. Like, look at this. It's like a riot shield, it's protective, and then obviously it just has use as an umbrella. You see like the president hiding behind. So that thing's crazy, so we're gonna put it to the test to see if it could ultimately withstand a lot of different things. So let's say you have somebody walking up to you like so, suspicious character, hat, hoodie, right? He's got a bat, and then he's just about to swing at you. Open it up and look at that, nothing. So let's say it's raining, right? I'm just walking around. Oh no! It could also be used overhead. So let's say you're walking with it side by side so you don't have it open, but then somebody comes with a bat and it could withstand 220 pounds of force. All right, so in conclusion, not the biggest fan of this invincibility umbrella. I'm not sure how the Secret Service used this. Now, I didn't test out the glass breaker, but I'm assuming that works. I guess that's kind of cool. But when it comes to just like posing as a riot shield, you know, protect the president, 1, 2, 3, bam, it's like broke. Like I feel like it couldn't withstand even something simple. So this was a little bit of a letdown. So overall, I'd say this is the worst product we've tried yet, but we're not done yet. So let's see what else we got. So the next invincibility product I'll be trying is not something you'd expect, but it is technically something that is going to shield me from quite literally any source of energy out there. And that is 130 SPF sunscreen. Now, if you don't know what SPF stands for, it's the sun protection factor, and it maxes out at 100, which means you're blocking 100% of UVB rays, which come directly from the sun. And anything more than 100 starts to block these additional rays called UVA rays that are just like longer, but they're less penetrable, but they're still pretty bad and like cancer forming. So this is the ultimate protection from all things energy, ranging from the sun to like the microwave to anything that emits any sort of ray. So here we go. I'm gonna put it on because it's a very nice day outside, and I'll be going outside and seeing if this protects me. Can't believe I'm about to be invincible to the sun. Oh, what the heck? Looks like poop. I'm gonna have poop face. Oh, it smells nasty. It smells like oil and alcohol. Okay, well, for the rest of the day, I've officially applied it, and I'm going to go outside, and if I come back with a tan, then you know this thing didn't work. If I come back and I look exactly like so, then everything's kosher. All right, so it's the end of the day now, so I had on the sunscreen for about 12 hours or so, and this is what my face still looks like. You'll see it's like a little bit greasy, so I think overall, this thing protected me probably too much because it still has the serum on me, which I guess is good technically. Like if you're outside for a really long period of time, like I have lights kind of shining towards me, and I can't feel anything on my face. Like I feel like my face has like a clay mask on it. So to a degree, I guess it really worked, but it's a very uncomfortable feeling. Like I wouldn't recommend 130 SPF. It probably has more chemicals, honestly, that are going to ruin me than the sun itself. So overall, I don't know if it kept me invincible. I guess it did kind of, but I feel like internally it's doing something really bad to me because my skin is still oily and it's been 12 hours, which seems a little bit unnatural. All right, moving on. So the next product that I came across that was invincible is actually kind of crazy, and it's bulletproof clothing. So I found a shirt that claims to be bulletproof, but I obviously didn't believe that, and also I can't just shoot myself on camera. That'd be crazy. And so instead, I found a cut-resistant t-shirt that actually has 4 stars, which also makes no sense to me. I don't get how a t-shirt could do that, but I purchased it, and it's right here. So I'm going to change into this, and then I'm going to attempt to cut through myself with this obsidian knife, which is quite literally the sharpest knife in the world. So do not try this at home. I think that's a given. All right, so right off the bat, this thing is stylish, and it's kind of heavy, but it's also comfortable. It's very weird. Take a look at this. It also weirdly smells good. Like I like that smell. Kind of smells like peaches. All right, but I'm gonna put it on and I'm going to try to get through this. Okay, it's freezing in here. This is so cold because it's like coil on you. It feels like you're wearing like a fence. Think of like a chain link fence and then squish it together, put into a fabric, and that's what it feels like on your body. Very weird. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think it might, because it's straight up, again, picture a fence on you. That's what this feels like. I'm just gonna go for this. This is kind of crazy. Let's start with this first. So I'm gonna try to stab myself, but not my skin. I'm gonna try to go through this. Okay. And this is a sharp knife, and nothing's actually happening to it. There's been no meaningful penetration yet, and don't worry, I'm not on my skin, so if I do happen to pierce through, we're completely fine. Good. Wow, I am really stabbing this, and there's nothing to show for it. Oh my gosh, wait, this is legit. I can't understate how sharp this is. Like, it might not look like it because it's just like, it looks like a crystal on a knife, but this is pure obsidian. Like, it doesn't get sharper than this. I used to hunt like dinosaurs with this. Wow, this actually works. Obviously, do not try this at home, but you could see I'm like scraping myself pretty aggressively. I don't feel a thing. It is just not getting through here. Now, obviously, if you like just stab, you're gonna feel a little bit. It's not claiming, I think, to be like completely stab proof, but it's certainly like impenetrable. All right, very cool product. Kind of surprised it worked. Didn't expect like an Amazon thing to work like that, but it does. Moving on. Now, to truly be invincible, you don't just want to stop yourself from being penetrated from knives and other blunt objects, but you also want to protect yourselves from germs. And if you ever used hand sanitizers like Purell or anything like that, you'll notice on the bottle it says kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria, which in theory sounds good, but what happens to that last 0.1%? Why can't we kill it? Well, that's because they're legally not able to say they kill 100% of germs because they don't. They can't. It is just not a strong enough agent. Neither is bleach in many cases, by the way. However, look what I found in my studies. They have something called Metricide, which is just a glutaraldehyde solution, which kills 100% of germs. They claim it too, which is crazy. As you can see, the list of uses, I mean, it's mainly medical stuff because you want to be completely sterilized, but anesthesia equipment for high-level disinfection and sterilization of heat-sensitive medical equipment for which alternative methods of sterilization are not suitable, which means if there is no other way that you could possibly sterilize this, then you use this. Now, to have full invincibility against the ultimate invincibility solution, we're gonna have to wear a hazmat suit, which I ended up purchasing. So here you could see I have on this really like nuclear suit. Kind of weird. It's like, it doesn't feel like it's protective, but I guess it looks like it, and that's half the battle. And then I also have it equipped with this face cover, which is like the ultimate like N95 mask, like COVID mask, I guess. Let's see how this fares. Oh, here we go. Wow, this thing is kind of crazy. And then it has non-powdered air is what I'm gonna be breathing in, I guess. Okay, I had goggles, but they give me better goggles. Great. Okay, and then here's the actual mask. Kind of looks like a cup. Like during sports, you wear a cup. Hope that's not too crude. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. And then what do? This is air. Okay, so here's an air filter, which just snaps in, I guess. Okay, and then lastly, we have these latex gloves. Can't go wrong with latex. Okay, I'm about to bust her out now. Okay, feast your eyes on Metricide. So this is the most potent solution in the world that I have right here. So I am a professional in edutainment channel. That is why I have this. And I am going to be playing around with it a little bit and just pouring it to see if it kills a lot of germs. I mean, if you read this thing is really bad. Wow, okay. So it says, direct contact is corrosive to exposed tissue, causing eye damage and skin damage. Do not get on your skin, clothing, or eyes. Well, I don't plan on it. I feel like I'm pretty well covered right now, so I think I'm good to open it. So I'm gonna give it a quick smell, because apparently this thing smells like bleach on steroids. All right, here goes the first whiff of this. Ooh! Now that is crazy. That is like, I mean, the best way to describe that is it smells like a pumpkin seed. We are not dealing with something light there. That is really bad. So what better way to test this out than to pour it on dirt? Because dirt is the dirtiest thing I could think of. So I'm just gonna put dirt down and then I'm gonna pour this into dirt and then I'm gonna see ultimately what happens. I don't know if that's a good experiment. I feel like if I was thinking of something dirty, I think of dirt. Could be wrong, I don't know. Okay, I am back with dirt. So I'm going to place this dirt down and see if it becomes clean by using the ultimate agent. Okay, the moment of truth. This is a little bit risky as well. I'm going to pour this directly onto it. Kind of nervous because this is apparently really toxic, but I have nothing to worry about because I have my hazmat suit on. Whew. Okay, still dirt. Let me do a little bit more. I don't want it to like tear through my entire desk. All right, we'll give it some time to marinate. So far, I mean, I don't know what it's doing. Kind of hard to tell if it's getting clean. But the only thing I do know is I am safe thanks to this hazmat suit. So I do feel invincible. So you know what? I'm just gonna pour it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Don't do stupid things, guys. Ooh, that was, okay. Well, this is a hazard now. Moving on. The next product I decided to buy is something that YouTube actually has a warning against, so you can't really do it, and that is these water walking balls. So if you want to be invincible to literal water, you can walk on water in this giant hamster ball, but it's very like controversial to post on YouTube, I think. Here's a CBS video just saying deadly danger. I do have one video I found of somebody actually on the water using it. It's like this contortionist, kind of impressive. I don't understand how the physics work. I'm also not positive I can show me in water, but I am gonna open it up and put myself inside of it. It's just like a really massive gorilla-sized ball, and maybe I'll like run into the gorilla or something because I'm starting to get annoyed with him. But here it is. These things are so heavy. Let's blow this up. All right, so here we are. I actually rented a pool for the day, so I'm going to attempt to go across this pool using this mouse ball right here. In the videos, it said that it's pretty easy to do, so I just have to deflate it up and then ultimately get inside, and then I'm gonna crawl my way across the pool. I'm not super optimistic. I don't know how this is capable of being buoyant, but I guess we'll see. Wow, this is so big.
A few moments later.
All right, so as you can see, this thing is now basically fully blown up. It's about 6 feet high, and I'm gonna try to get inside of it, I think through this zipper right here. And once I crawl inside, I should be able to just start moving. So I'm gonna start on land, and then I'm ultimately gonna move to the water. So I guess let's go into this. Wow, that deflates so quickly. Hey, how am I supposed to get in it? So it actually turns out that there's a hole in this thing. I think the seller sold it to me with a hole in it, which is crazy because that means it can't literally blow up. So as it turns out, there was more than one cut in this thing. So ultimately, unfortunately, we're not able to blow it up, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but I guess it truly isn't invincible if it can't survive just a couple of cuts. I tried for so long trying to blow this thing up. We had tape and everything, but ultimately there was like 4 or 5 different things. So when you couple it with trying to get in through the zipper, ultimately a bit of an L. So Fortunately, no swim for me today. Was kind of looking forward to it too. But this section's ultimately a dud, so not invincible. Now you're probably wondering why I look a bit more spiffy right now, and that's because I threw on, I think, like a $200 blazer. So this is one of my nicer items in my wardrobe, and I'm going to put it to the test because I bought an invincibility spray, which is just a waterproof spray, which still doesn't make sense to me how it works. I don't understand. Am I like putting oil on myself or something? So this is my nicest piece of clothing. I'm going to basically put all of this on me, and then I'm going to try to dump water directly on me and see if it spills off. I think this one will feel the most like invincibility because like you're just dodging the elements, you know? You're just like Avatar, like bending things around you at your will. So I'm excited to put this on. I don't know what it's made of. Can we see this? Petroleum. Okay, so don't breathe this in. This is very dangerous. But it says intense protection against water, dirt, and stains. Level 3. It's their highest one. And it's extremely flammable. I'm gonna go ahead and get spraying. I'll do my arm first. Okay, so my arm is covered with this spray, so allegedly water is going to spill right off of me, which I obviously don't believe. I don't see how that would work, so let's test it. So I'm expecting this to completely just roll off of my sleeve. This is, I think, made of like a cotton, so it should absorb water, but we'll see. Here we go. How is it? Do you see this? I have no water on me anymore. What? It all just rolled directly off the sleeve. The sleeve is completely dry now. You can even see the water tablets if you go back and look, and they just kind of like sit on there. All right, not gonna lie, I thought this was a complete scam, but level 3 of a water spray repellent actually works. I am fully waterproof now. And that's crazy. I didn't think that would work. All right, guys, well, that's it for me. Looks like a lot of these invincibility products didn't actually keep me invincible, though they were really fun to try out. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Previously on this channel, I went all across New Jersey and found the most abandoned and dead malls I could find, and I investigated them pretty thoroughly by going into the actual backrooms of them, which I probably shouldn't have done, and just assessing the state of them and seeing what stores were open and what stores were closed. And you guys seem to have loved that because thousands of you have messaged me since saying, Sam, you have to go to this mall in Delaware, and this mall in Maryland, and this mall in New York. Well, guess what? I'll be going to them all. This time it's going to be bigger and better, and a lot of these malls are a lot crazier than the first one. So I'm really excited to explore these, and I hope you are too, and we have a lot to get to. So without further ado, grab your popcorn and let's do this.
We're currently at the Marley Station Mall in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and this mall, out of every single abandoned mall I've ever been to, has the worst reviews online. I think it has a 3.7 out of 5 stars, and every single of the recent comments says dead mall, ghost mall, rats everywhere when you walk around the food court. So I'm thinking, what is going on in here? So of course I had to check it out. The story of this mall is that at one point this had 137 stores inside, and then once all the anchor stores went away, like Macy's, Sears, Boscov, which I actually ended up putting data centers inside, which is also interesting, we're gonna check out. The mall just completely collapsed. It had bad management, this, that, and the other. Now the place is a dump, and apparently there's literally nothing inside. So I'm excited to see this, so let's go inside. Literally, as we're about to enter this mall, the first thing we see is that the door is out of order. Please use another door. Thank you, mall management. Hopefully these are open. Every single door is, so this is the only door you could enter from. This property is monitored by security cameras. Maybe you should be monitoring the traffic into your store. It even has the flickering LED lights up top. Oh no, this is gonna be bad. I'm really excited about this one. You could hear the echoing of my voice. Definitely a little bit of action, so there's certainly some people here, but when you think of a dead abandoned mall, I mean, this is it. It's picturesque. So this is the center of the mall. It even has that old like 1990s rug, and then it even has an elevator too, an iconic elevator that I am positive isn't working, but I am going to try to go in it to see if it works. I was gonna do a gag where I just go up in the elevator, but as expected, sorry for the inconvenience, out of order. So just to be clear, we've walked maybe 100 steps. 5 of the 6 doors were out of order, and the elevator is out of order. And every single store is out of order, including the one directly behind us, which I don't even know what was here, but they do have a window that it looks like you could kind of sneak in and go inside, which I'm not gonna do because we're not gonna trespass, but dead, just so dead. They have some interesting stores here. So they have an I Got Next toys and game store where you can play retro games with your friends, which is fun. And then I doubt this is still open because I read online it's closed, but you see the Sears there, the department store. Usually an abandoned Sears like this doesn't really keep, especially the lights on the sign, but this one does, which is kind of magnificent. But if you do look inside, there's nothing there. I want to go right up to the Sears because that's kind of cool to see a Sears completely empty. So here's the Sears. Yeah, like the light is still on for the Sears. There's of course no Sears left in the world. They've all went bankrupt. I think as of 2021 was the last Sears. If you've never been inside of the Sears because you're too young, you weren't really missing out on too much. Kind of like a combination of maybe like a Lowe's, but then they also had like some department store Macy's-ish things to them. Honestly, they were pretty cool overall, but clearly nobody cares about about them enough because nobody went and they ended up dying. Actually looks like the back room's in there. So many lights are on though. They still have a children's play area too, so if you do want to walk the mall because you're going to one of the few stores that's open, there's the possibility for your children to play, which is nice, which is different than some other malls because this is very abandoned, but there are still some signs of life, I'd say, particularly in the play area, and then the abandoned stores still have their signage. Also behind me is an unattended jewelry store. Like if I were a thief, which I'm not, this is ripe for the taking. Just kidding, don't do that. All right, let's go up the stairs here because I don't see an escalator working, so I think it's just the stairs because it's the elevator or the stairs, right? There's two ways to go up and down. So we are going up. Top floor has nothing open. All right, we're gonna play a game. We're gonna see how long it takes to find a store that's open. Closed, 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 closed. On the other side, closed, 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 closed. I actually don't think there's a store that's open on this top floor. I thought the bottom floor was bad. The top floor has nothing. Oh, as I say that, what do we got here? Oh, it's closed. But it's not closed closed. It's just closed maybe for the day, or maybe they're ramping up to close. But Carnage Gaming and Kicks, you can technically go in if it were open. They have a TV playing even though nobody's in the store. What is a dead mall if it doesn't have, these massage chairs? They're always just incredibly uncomfortable. They're never just comfortable to sit in. And this one's sticky too, so let's not sit in this too long. This would be a great mall to just rent out and have just like an entire haunted attraction in which you just walk around and there's maybe like zombies and stuff grabbing you, coming and emerging from the stores. You have like inmates like banging on the stores. So there are escalators, but it looks like only one of them is working. And then we have the exit right here. 2 doors, which way do I do? Authorized persons only or emergency exit? Surprise, they both lead to the same exact place. All right, we have once again emerged in the back rooms of the mall. So this is the Marley Station back rooms. We went here at the Livingston Mall. This is gonna be the same exact thing, only worse, because there's literally nothing here. I don't know what I'm expecting to see in here, but at least at the other mall's back rooms, there's some stuff that you can interact with. This is just empty. This mall has been dying for a very long time. Let's check out the janitorial closet. It's closed. Locked. It's starting to get dark back here. The lights start to go down a bit. This is a service elevator. All right, I want to find one door that we can open. Every door is locked though. Why? Just let me explore it, right? If it's been closed for 10 years, what's the harm? Nothing is open. We can't even like pop into a store. That's like the outside of the mall. This is the final door in the back rooms and you can't even get in. All right, I think we gotta get out of here. Okay, we found the exit, so let's go back into the mall. And this time I want to check out the food court and see if the movie theater is still up. The escalator's not working, so it's just gonna be stairs basically. So we're gonna go down because the food court is that way. It's actually quite peaceful here. Looks like an abandoned amusement park in here. Like an arcade, lots of different arcade games, a very small merry-go-round. So I think we've reached the food court, but there might just be a single restaurant called China Bowl. I feel like I gotta get something, right? The last remaining restaurant in a food court must mean it's good, right? If they're staying open, it means people are eating it. All right, so just got the food. A really sweet lady in there. Was able to get my sriracha garlic chicken and rice. This is what it looks like. Looking good. Behind me, you'll see some empty refreshments, no vending machines working there, and then closed stores, of course, so I went ahead and got a water here. Deer Park is like the worst water though, but it is what it is. So let's dive into this. Beforehand though, I do want to see my wonton, see what my fortune is. Stay open to new opportunities that come your way, which means if we see a door, I will be walking through it. All right, let's do this. I've never actually had bad Chinese mall food. It's always just pretty solid across the board. I see why they're staying open. It's just a safe bet. You go to the mall, you know you're gonna get some good greasy chicken, some solid fried rice, call it a day. So we just had an idea. I'm gonna go to the mall management office, and if somebody is in there, I'm going to ask them if I'm able to purchase the Sears signs. If I can get that, that would be legendary. So let's see if we can find somebody who maybe could facilitate this transaction. Are we able to get our hands on like some of the signs and stuff for stores that are not used? Maybe the Sears one would be like the ideal one.
Sears technically is, they still own their portion.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. So apparently Sears still owns that building, which means that they don't want to actually give away anything that's part of it, which is weird. They still have a lease on that considering they don't have an operating store. But nonetheless, I'll try to reach out. I'll see what the mall manager says. I don't think it's too likely, but hey, at least we got somewhere with it. So I found the data center. It's called AI.net, but it says this is protected property, so no trespassing. So I'm not going to attempt to go inside because they do have me stopped in my tracks here. There also might be some interesting data going on being processed in this this data center, who knows what? Maybe ChatGPT, OpenAI runs their entire servers through this spot. Remains to be seen, but we won't be seeing today. But it is cool that they have like a transformed data center where there used to be, I think, a Boscov's. All right, so that's Marley Station Mall. Extremely abandoned. I definitely trust those Google reviews. They were not lying when they said that place was a ghost town. Basically every single store was closed with the exception of like JCPenney and then like that one Chinese restaurant in the food court. Really wild in there. It's only gonna get crazier though, so let's move on to the next abandoned mall. All right guys, we are currently out of East Point Mall in Baltimore, Maryland, and this one might just have the funniest Google reviews yet. So it has 3.6 stars out of 5, and some stuff it says, these are some of the recent ones, rats are running around all over the mall, haunted place with 3 emojis there, and then this place has gone to There's also been a lot of videos online of this place being a complete dump on the inside, so I'm really excited to see this one. It might just have the worst reviews yet, so let's go inside. It's kind of like a fusion of a mall and a strip mall, because right outside of it, you have all these random like Latin markets, jazz liquors, but then you also have just a classic mall when you go inside. And it just looks super run down. I mean, just look at the bollards here, look at some of the trash there. But the moment of truth, let's enter in here, let's see how dead it is, and let's see if we could find any rats. So this mall is conventionally dead, so there's just not a lot of people in here, I'd say is the big thing about this. I do think there's going to be rats. Actually, in fact, I won't leave here until I find a rat. It's one thing when the stores are closed, but when you have the kiosks closed as well, that's a sign that there's not a lot of good stuff happening here. We do have some people because it's a Sunday, so as expected. I mean, there's stores open, like there's a Foot Locker right here, but overall, I'd say about like 70% of stores are open, so there's still a good amount that aren't. So maybe here, there could be a rat. This looks like an old Annie Ann's. Oh, I actually see a mouse trap. So there's a couple of mouse traps that are active back there. So the reviews are true. So at the very least, we know that they are running around, because otherwise, why would you have mouse traps? I have a good feeling about finding one in here. Looks like Squid Game in here. So there's some more rat traps, mouse traps. Doesn't look like any were caught though. But we do know they're around here, because otherwise, why would you have all those traps out? Oh my gosh, look how many mouse traps are here. They have a rock wall right here that you could climb, but nobody's monitoring it. And then this just seems like a waste of space down here. It's just like an open area. The mall is up there. There's 2 levels, but this is just some random basement. I think just where management is, and then I guess restrooms and stuff. Creepy hallway. All right, well, let's bring it up and take it to the level after this. We'll go to the 2nd level. They have these animal rides here. I already did them already, but these look significantly dirtier than the ones that I was on at the Woodbridge Mall, I believe. Leather's torn up, some dirt here. I will not be going on these. They are fun though. They're actually a really fun time. So outside of the mall, there is this one closet right here. I don't know what's going on with it, but it looks like there are some openings at the bottom. So potentially this is probably where the rat would be. This is probably my last attempt at finding one though. Otherwise, we're gonna probably have to give up on the rat search and take it to the next mall. With that being said, let's see. Oh, there is a massive daddy long leg, but unfortunately, no rat. Well, it was a good effort, but let's move on. So outside of the mall, we have some more abandoned stores. I don't know what this one could be. So it says Tempur-Pedic. So this may be a very rare mattress firm that no longer exists, which you never really see. If anybody can make out what that sign is, it looks like a square and then 2 lines of text. Oh, actually, I think you could read it. The Value City Furniture. I'm gonna look up if Value City Furniture. That would be an insane pull if I got that. I can confirm that that was a Value City Furniture, a VCF, and now it is completely gone. But I think even cooler outside of this abandoned mall is an abandoned bowling alley. As you can see there, there's some pins and stuff. I don't know what the name of this was, but at this point, nobody can go inside. So Michael was able to get on the inside, a little look at what's happening in the abandoned bowling alley. Looks like there's just some room with nothing going on in there. There's a little bit of graffiti in there, and then there's some holes for rats, but it's basically what you'd expect in an abandoned bowling alley. Okay guys, we are currently outside of the Exton Square Mall. This mall is actually about to be demolished in about 2 or 3 weeks. There's a group called the Abrams Group. It's a realty group that bought this entire mall because it's completely abandoned now with just a few anchor stores like Boscov's to the left of me. But this mall is on its last legs. It's actually now a medical group. Half of the building is turned into a medical group. They're building apartments and stuff around here. But the rest of this mall, I mean, I'm not even sure we're able to enter it. We're gonna try our best because I saw some videos and this place looks actually like a complete ghost town with nobody inside. So let's go inside. This is the bridge to get there, but I'm already seeing a couple of signs on the door. Hopefully it doesn't say that they're closed or something. Otherwise, we're gonna have to find a different way to get inside. All right, the good news is it says doors open 10 a.m. and a door is actually open right here. So we're going inside. I mean, just from the first little section, it looks like completely empty. I don't even hear anybody. They do have the escalators running, but boy, they were right. There is nothing inside of here. Brandywine Robotics? They have a robotics store. It's like at some point they were trying to be like cutting edge and doing some cool stuff, but this obviously is closed now. I think we are legitimately the only people in this mall. This is really bad. There is nobody inside of here. When people said this mall was closed, I didn't realize just like everything is closed. Because usually a dead mall, you have about like 10% of the stores operating. There is not a sound, like I can't hear anything. If I had to guess, this was probably a Champs at some point, nothing anymore. Even the gumballs are running low. There's a couple of empty bubblegum gumball stuff. This must have been a while in the making. I hear somebody. There's actually some life. It's two people. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, there's an AT&T store. This might be like the only store that's actually open. That's probably the worst job, just working in a dead mall, knowing you're the only person in the mall for most of the time. So I think we found the only employee in the mall working at AT&T. Otherwise, I mean, this is actually open. There's a bunch of boxes. So maybe they're starting to pack up their stuff because their lease is over and they just want to get all their inventory out of there. Who knows? We're actually approaching the food court now though, which you'd expect to be a little bit lively. I see a Chick-fil-A in the distance, but actually it's Sunday, which means that's not open anyways. And neither is anything else, I think, because there is nobody in this food court. There is legit nobody in this food. I'm so surprised because usually in a dead mall, like I said, like you'll have like 100 people or something throughout the mall. Nobody there. There is just one restaurant that's open. I actually want to check them out. Maybe I'll buy something from them because I feel bad. I'm sure nobody has bought anything from them all day. So let's walk through this and maybe purchase something if they're open from there. So the only place open is a place called India Corner that serves only vegetarian Indian food. I got something called Pani Puri. I don't even know what it is. It looks like a samosa of some sort. So excited to get that. I can't believe how dead this mall is and how this is even 1% open. Pretty cool spot. Honestly, I recommend coming here if you actually want to see a true dead mall. This is by far the most dead mall that I've seen. And we've been to like 15 of them at this point. So here we have it. This is quite literally the last thing you can order to eat at this mall. So if you're starving and you need something very badly in your stomach, this is basically the only thing you can get. Yeah, it's good. I also like Indian spices, like the tamarind and stuff. I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna walk to the other side of the mall because there's starting to be a little bit of activity. I see, I think 3 total people now, including some roommates now next to us at the table. So let me finish this up and we're gonna continue looking at this crazy mall. All right, continuing onward, and just the story of this mall is just the same everywhere. Nothing. They do have a mini melts machine though. I'm curious if this is stocking any inventory. All right, let's give it a try. Let's see if it has anything in it. Please select a product. Let's go B2. Oh, they're in there. How does this device work? Does it just like suck it up? So it's like a claw machine. Are they gonna drop it from that height? Okay, cool. So even in a completely abandoned mall, you can get some ice cream from the Mini Melts machine. I'm actually impressed because a lot of the other vending machines like the Coca-Cola machine, the Gumball machine, all those things are typically always empty. But in this case, Mini Melts, good to go. I don't know if this used to be like an Auntie Anne's or some sort of stand for food, but this also is not only empty, but also accessible. Looks like you just like flip around and do it, go into that employees only